The Grandmaster app can record meditation practice, content, and duration. Help me develop a good habit of self-cultivating. The Grandmaster app can also download audio files, allowing me to listen to Dharma talks offline anytime. Grandmaster's live broadcast will start in an hour. After downloading the Grandmaster app, you'll be notified in advance. And you can also take notes during each Dharma talk. You can also take notes. The Grandmaster app unlocks the door to health and happiness, making your self-cultivation more convenient, efficient. Hurry and share this good news with your friends.
Hello,
my dear friends. Well, pandemic has already been there for 2 years and coming now it's the 3rd year. So a lot of our way of living, way of work, because of pandemic, a lot of our ways has already been changed. Say, for example, ordering food. From before, we don't know how to order, and we never would want to order, and then now we know how to order and we like it, and so so our life really has had changes. So Joyce and Christine, what kind of changes that you think are new? So Joyce said, so first is like ordering, meals and also groceries, because you dare not go to grocery stores because you don't want to get infected. And another part is like school, because because of the pandemic, when students couldn't go to school, they study online. Yeah. Christine said the biggest change is that I gained weight, and now I need to lose weight at home. I couldn't go to fitness center, and so increasing weight and lose weight both happened at home. Well, so how did you lose weight? I run up and down the stairs and do the energy bhakti aerobics. And so Kunti said, oh, I see that the children, they will just do the fitness program, with like in a screen, and then they would do a lot of stretching or some fitness. So right now, a lot of people now, it's very easy for, those YouTubers or those online celebrities to emerge. And also Joy said, well, I haven't been to the cinema for quite a long time, 2 years, but still I watched a lot of movies. And Christine said, I thought that if I do not go to the malls, I would save some money, but still every month my credit card expense is still quite a lot. And at the beginning, Kunti said, at the beginning I did reduce some expenses, and then after I get used to online shopping, and so Joy said it's like you are getting used to it, and then you kind of get addicted to that. So she said she heard a report like in compared to 2019 for the same month. Now, monthly expense for every family actually increased 30%. That's a statistic in Canada, I think. Oh, so Christine said it's all because of inflation. Well, Joy said, yes, inflation is only 7 or 8%, but they did 30%. Well, yeah, Grandmaster said, well, yeah, I can understand why they spend more money. If you see that you are still alive because of the pandemic, you never know when tomorrow's sun will come up. So just if today I have money, I'd better use it. And so, yeah. Yeah, we have so many online shopping, so we have a lot of boxes because they deliver it. Yeah, now before my kids would do that. Now I'm doing that too. Yeah, because a lot of people dare not go to the restaurant still, and so they have to order online. And of course, you can also cook at home by yourself, but sometimes they feel like, oh, when they cook themselves, it actually is more expensive than ordering online. And sometimes they think, oh no, my finger is getting, thinner. I need to eat more food, and so they would use the finger to order more food. And also because of the use of smartphones, now the smartphone is so popular in Canada. After we had the 2 shots, the immunization, and then you would have that card on the phone, and if you go through customs, or you don't need a paper, right? You just save it on your phone, right? And yeah, if you use anything that needs to touch, then people would, like if you go to a bank, say for example, you give them cash, they have to wear gloves, and and if you go to the customs, and if you give them anything on paper, they kind of are afraid. And Grandmaster said, I also see something different from before. Before, especially for legal documents, you would have to sign it in front of a lawyer, or and then in front of him use your pen, or you sign it on iPad, but you have to sign in front of someone, right? But now, say for example in Canada, to buy or sell houses in the States, I think it's the same, because pandemic, it's not easy, convenient to meet each other. And now the online world, now they have a software, so all these legal documents, you don't even need to download the document. You don't need to download the document, and so they will designate specific places for you to sign, and then this is already accepted legally. Yes, and before we never had that experience, and even higher regulation. Before, for immigration to Canada, I remember a long time ago we have to go somewhere, and then we would do the oath, and so to become a Canadian citizen, now they also become an online ceremony. And also for students, the graduation ceremony, this is a big thing, right? But now it's also virtually. And it used to be like a grand ceremony, and then you will wear those special clothes, and then you invite your friends to come, and now everything is online. Yeah. And even Oscar Prize is also online. Yeah, so it's completely different. And there's also online concert. And those superstars, they'd like to bring some entertainment to people, and so they would organize it. There are singers, there are bands, and they have different musical instruments, but they will play from each individual's house, and then they will play together, and then they will sing. That would be very hard, right? Because of the internet speed, and maybe you've already sang a few minutes, and then because of the speed of the internet, it could have some delays. And there are also those meeting software. Unless it's in some countries that their internet speed is too low, and then almost they feel like everything is like the same speed, so they can have online meetings. And so they do have those software, and then they can have these online meetings software. It's good that they have now the online meeting apps like so now we have Zoom or WebEx or GoToMeeting. So this actually online meeting helps people to still have meetings and will not affect their work. And so Joyce said, before we thought that actually working from home might actually decrease efficiency, but now actually it's more efficient because you save time. You don't have to drive back and forth, and also during the pandemic, the air is cleaner because there are fewer cars. And I finally feel like I'm actually doing something to protect the environment because I'm releasing less pollution. Well, if they're using less fuel, whether is the gas price higher or lower? Oh, it's so many times higher. This is inflation, maybe. 20 years ago, it's like $30 per barrel, but now it's over $200. See how many times more? But what about your salary? And the fuel price is like 7 times as before. So that's why they have to use electric cars. For a long time, we always use either fuel or diesel, petroleum or diesel, but now we have electric cars, and in the States there's a very famous brand, it's Tesla. Tesla is selling to all over the world, and in big quantities. I noticed that there's a good thing about it. Before, the front of the car, if you see that there's the engine there and they're running there, and if you open the lid, you will see that it will be it will have a lot of sound. But when you open the lid now, the electric cars, it's empty. You can put whatever things, you can even put a pet there. What about the trunk? I never checked. Maybe the trunk is also, only under the seats they have a whole layer of 2A batteries, and maximum 10 centimeters thick, a whole layer of battery. And that's it. So very convenient. So many changes may come back. Say, for example, you mean like they will come back to what it was before the pandemic. After the pandemic, so we will still go to the grocery stores. I think these will still come back, and children will go to school. Well, maybe we also need to put a question mark there, because some people might continue to do online. And what if they always stay online? Especially elementary school students or high school students. Whether the parents like it or not, it will be just the fact. Some people don't want to go home, especially working from home. A lot of offices are now empty. It would be very hard to rent out the office space because people love to work from home, especially high tech or insurance company, you don't need to sit in an office, right? And also real estate agent, you don't need to find an office. You could just do it in your kitchen. You just use, computer plus smartphone and internet, and that's it. Because it's not like in a factory you have to have a production line, right? Yeah, so there are, these are real changes. So in the Silicon Valley, they have a statistic actually when they work from home, their efficiency is even higher. And you probably didn't expect that, right? So do you know why? Why would working from home more efficient? Well, I don't know. Because they waste less time, right? Say, for example, they don't need to travel to your office, right? And actually, when they communicate, they don't get disturbed. Yeah, maybe in the office, they will drink 3 times coffee and they will chat with each other. At home, I will drink also 3 times coffee, but it would be easier, right? So I think that actually in big cities, at least in big cities, sometimes it will take you like 2 hours or 3 hours even to drive back and forth. Actually, and also driving or taking any public transport will make you tired. And especially those science graduates, they are very good at using their hands and brains. They don't like to, communicate with each other. They don't like to communicate face to face. And, say for example, in the office, they like they're sitting in the same office, and they will not ask face to face and say, what should we go to eat? And then they would like text each other instead of just talk to each other in the same office. And then they would text each other back and forth for 2 hours, and then eventually, so they might say, pizza or McDonald's, and then they're not very good at, communicate, and and travel back and forth make them tired, and also because go to the office, they need to wear very, formal. Sometimes when they are working from home, they might wear shirts on top, but then they might have pajamas under, and so they would be more relaxed. Actually, if we can be more relaxed when we work, we would have more inspirations, more creativity, and therefore, for people who need to use their brain to work, actually their efficiency, that would be more efficient. Yeah. So this is actually a good thing. And after the pandemic, whether they will go back to the office, actually, now a lot of people, they actually most people don't want to go back to the office, at least not full time, maybe 3 days a week or 2 days a week, something like that. If it's absolutely necessary, then they will go, otherwise they will be home. Maybe their company only need to have an auditorium or just a meeting room or something, and that really will save rental for the company. Because wherever they go, as long as they have a smartphone, then they can have, WebEx or meetings. And WebEx meetings, it's interesting. Everybody will have, everybody will be on the screen. Like, you can use, so it would be, like either you can use your computer or use your smartphone, and you can show over there with your video. And so pandemic has already bring us a lot of changes, like online order, online meeting, and online classes. And the pandemic forced us to use it, and eventually we get used to that. And so a lot of our online friends are you'll feel happy as is during the pandemic. Then we actually can see Grandmaster every week. This is the happiest thing for all our Bodhi students. So this is a huge bonus. Thank you,
之前
thank
我
you,
就世界
Grandmaster
各地
said.
走哈，就
Before,
在
I've
船
never
上
thought
去
about
讲课
that.
呀，
I
上各个
used
层
to
面的
travel
班
all
呐，
over the world. I go to
召开一个
different
大活
centers to
动
have
啊，
different
检查一下工
classes
作
or have
呀，
big
就是
events
这样
or
的。
check their
因为这个疫
work.
情来回跑也不
And
方便，
you
那
know,
世界
because of
各地国
pandemic,
家
it's
慢慢都
not
陆续封起来
convenient
了，
to
不准出门，不准出
travel,
城
and a
啊。
lot of
还有人
countries
说
have
甚至是不
lockdowns,
准出
and
睡房啊，
sometimes
所以
some
每反正
countries
管
they
得挺
don't
严
even
格的。
allow you to
哎，
go
那
out
怎么
of
办
your
呢？那我就
room,
陆续听
and
到了，说
so
有些人就神经受不了了，
some
因为
people
过去要
are
上班啊
so
上学了，
stressed, and
因为一早
before
晨就
they
跑出去了，
every
是吧？
morning they
能
would
透
go
透气，
out
见
to
见
go
阳
to
光。所以疫
school
情一
or
来
go
之
to
后，不准出
work,
门，
and then
闷
at
在家
least
里
they
头，
will go
是吧？
outside. But
很
because
多
of
家庭
pandemic,
成
if
员
they
没有这
are
么聚会
locked
过这么多
inside
天在
and
一起
their
啊，
family
过
has
年
never
3天
been
在一起
together
还跑
for
2
so
天
long,
半呢，
you
你
know,
这家伙一下
even
3个月过去之后还在一
during
起
the
待着
New
呢，
Year
那
gatherings,
能
they
不
would
吵吗？
like
所以
3
心
days
情
they
又不
would
好，
fight for 2
对不
days
对？
maybe,
有的
and
是
then they
越
would,
吵越
and
厉害，
also because
严重的啊，
staying inside for
想
too
离婚都离不
long,
了，
they
没地方办公，
they
没地
feel
方
very
办这个
bad,
离婚手
and
续
then
哈，那只能
even
靠宣
they
泄。
couldn't even
还有实在不行，
divorce because
哎，
they don't
也有
have
个别
the
寻短
space
见，
to
真
work,
有这
and
事儿
some
啊，
people
真受不了了。
even committed suicide because they
对呀，
cannot handle it
哎，
anymore. They
某
cannot
国某
bear it
市的那
anymore.
有人就是拿那
In
个
a
那个
con
钱币哈，钞票在楼上往下扔，我不要，
I
这活着有
heard
什么意思啊？
somebody
哎，
even
就是
threw
说人，
out
我觉得你的
cash
神经
out
错乱
of the window. I
啊，
think that
是
probably
吧？
this
那
person
也有人就是
is
还比较好，比
mentally
较
had
情商比较高
mental
的
disorder,
啊，
and some
这
people
个父
have
子
a
团聚哈，
higher
在家做着各种各样的游
IQs
戏，那还不
or
错。
EQs,
但你
and
不可
then
能天
the
天这么
father
做呀，
and
傻子
son
一样，
they're
对不对？
playing
哎，
games,
最
but
后
you
也
can't
会
do that
麻木，
every day,
然后最
right?
后也
Then
很
you
憋
get
得慌。
numb, and then
所以
you
有的人说都
feel
感觉就开始，我们家本来
suffocated.
2个
And
窗户，那我一看有6
before,
个窗户来回
yeah,
飘，是吧？就
you
出
only
现
had
幻
2
觉了
windows, and
啊，
now
所
you
以一
think
会
that
儿觉
there's
得哎，
6
美国
windows,
总
and
统
then
来
you
了
would
哈，
have
神来了，就出现
illusion,
超级
and then
幻
you
觉。
think like,
最严
oh,
重的
the
说鬼来
present
了，
is here, or
神
the
经受不
most
了。那
terrible
你们
is,
相信
oh,
这
the
一点
ghost
吗？
is here. And
你在
so
一个地
it's
方
like
闷着久了
if
之
you
后，
have
也
been
没人打你，
locked
没人骂
or
你，但是你会出现负面的
kept
幻觉和
in for a
情
long
绪，
time,
相
and
信
then
这
you
一
would
点吗？
have negative emotions or negative, images.
嗯
Have you ever had that? Yeah, so I have a friend who lived in apartment because he very rarely would complain, but now he complained a lot during the pandemic. And then the manager said during the pandemic there are much more people who will complain because they all
哎，
stay
我们
home,
发
and
现
then
我有
their
一个邻居
tolerance
啊，
is less.
哎，
And
还都很熟悉。
I have
哎，
a
有一
neighbor
天
who we actually know each
就
other very well.
这
And
是老
one
外
day
啊，也是个文雅的
he's
人呢，你看穿个睡衣出来骂大街，
Caucasian, and
这
he
是一件很
came
小的事情
out
啊，小的不
and
得了的事情。
in his
他就是
pajamas
对于老外
and
来
was
说，
yelling,
这是不值
but
得一
just
提
for
的事情
something like
啊，就是最后
really
骂大
very
街
trivial.
啊。
But he
我一看
he
着说，
came
哎，
out
又
on the
可笑又
street
可
and
怜。
was yelling. So
憋
it
的
was
啊，
funny,
一个
but
是
it
更
was
年期
also
啊，
what a
第
pity.
二个疫情闷
Maybe
在家里
that's
头
menopause,
啊，
but also
把
because
他
of
那儿子给憋
pandemic,
的哈，他儿
he
子20
had
来
to
岁，
stay home, and
他
his
最小的
son
孩子
was only
就
in
是
his
儿子嘛哈。
20s.
疫
And
情期间那么严重，
in
他实
the
在受不了了，
pandemic, he
叫了
couldn't
5、6
bear
个
it.
同学在家里
He
喝啤酒跳
called
舞
5 or
啊，把
6
他们给气
classmates
疯
to
了。
drink beer and
那
dance
么
at home,
过了
and
2个月之
his
后，
mom
他妈
was like
疯了之后没
furious.
办法，
And
跟
then
你一起跳舞喝啤酒。
but she couldn't do
对，
anything
就是这
about
样
it,
的。
so she
他
had
就接
to
受这个
drink
现实，
beer
跟着玩
too
儿，
and dance
把
too.
自己哄高兴再说，
At
这都是
least
给憋的。
they have to
那所以
entertain
因为这个
themselves.
憋的这些原因，这么多讯息传给我，
And
那我呢，
so there's so many
我是出于
information
一个
sent
好
into me,
心，
and
就是
I
讲
was
点啥让
just
大家能开
trying.
心，
Yeah,
哎，
I
讲一些
well,
我们
I
我这类人
I
所
wanted
知道的
to
那
say
些
something to
那
just
些
to
比较
make
阴暗
you
的事儿
feel
哈，
good,
那些
and
少多数人不知道的那些事儿。
yeah, there are lots of
哎，
there's something
对，
that
未知的，
maybe
因
most
为比如
people
佛学里
didn't
头、
know,
禅学里头啊，
like
还有一些
in
这个
Buddha
传统
Dharma
的
or
哲学
in
文化、
meditation, in
传统礼
Zen
节
or
啊，
traditional
啊，对，一些
culture
历史
or
名人事件呢，
etiquette etiquette or some stories about celebrities or some historical figures or, you
我说
know,
我知道的，我以为大家都知道。
and the
最
treasure
后很多
trove.
人
I
到了
thought
群里挺喜欢说
everything
我
that
从来
I
不知道
know
没人跟我
that
讲
they
过
would know, but
我说
then
感
a
觉
lot
这
of
些
people
根本
wrote
难
to
道不
me
知
that
道？
they said, oh,
怪不
before
得
I
人
never
托说是我
know.
师
I
傅
thought,
告诉我的。
oh
所
really?
以你没那个
You
师傅
don't
当
know
然知
that?
道了。
Of
所以
course.
我
I
现在是
now
你
I
的师傅
realize,
也
yeah,
好，是
because
你大爷也好，
those are
反
all
正我
taught
就
by
抽
my
空给你
master.
讲一讲。
Now I'm
哎，
your
大家
master
听了觉得
or
还可以，
or
能
your
学到
teacher
了。
or yeah.
下次知道有
So
旧东
now
西不要随便
I
给我
share
砸了，
with
不要
you
随便
so
扔
then
掉，
you know
是不
that
是
a lot of the things
哎
you don't
所以
want to throw them
又开始
away
懂得
and
了，
maybe
真正的
it's antique, and so
如果有人能够
the
再用，对
true
不对？有的小孩玩具做得
environmental
挺结实
friendly
的，
is
那
not
小孩
to
用的自
throw
行
away
车，
everything.
你的孩子长大了
Some
骑大车的，
children's
那小车的呢，
bicycles, when the
你可以
child
赠
grows
送
up,
给或者通过
maybe
网络
you
销
can
售，你买的时候
give
100
to
块钱，
somebody
你卖的时
else,
候
and
20块钱
or
可以
you
吗？
can sell
因为你
secondhand.
是当垃
Maybe
圾一样扔
you
掉的时候，其实它
buy
100
for
年就坏了，它有
$100
的时候
and
想
then
让
you
它坏了，它
sell.
就不坏，
You can sell for
不想让它坏就
$20,
坏，
and
对不
yeah.
对？一个自行车埋在地下
A
500年，
bicycle,
保证没
even
有
if
它
you
坏掉，
bury the
这不就
bicycle
污染
under
了？
the ground,
你为什么不
it
用
will
便宜的
not
价
get
钱卖
rotten
给
or
更需要的人
disappear.
呢？
Why
是不
don't
是
you
啊？
just give
有些扔掉的是
sell
古董，
at a lower
有
price?
些
And
扔
some
掉的是
people threw
特别好
away
的旧
antiques,
货，
and some people
很多
threw
人
away
需
a
要
lot
用
of
低价钱
very
买
good
进它来给自己
used
的孩子用的，
items, and people
是
would
不是啊？
love to
我
buy
这几
them
乎
at
我
a
没买过
lower
新东西
price.
啊，我吃饭都是
So
二
that
手的
yeah,
啊，
I almost never
你们都
buy
笑不
new
出来
things.
呀，一点钱
Even
花都
my
没有，
food is
太
secondhand.
饿了啊。
You didn't. You're not laughing? Oh my gosh, you must be hungry.
就是刚才我们说到的这个，就是大家跟着在
And
网
so
络
Joy
上嘛，
said,
共
yeah,
同学
we
习哈
follow
这件事情。
Grandmaster to
这个
learn,
网络
and
在网络上
so
学习，或者说
the
网络教
online
学这件事
learning
儿，
or online
是不是这个疫
teaching
情之后
um,
不会
in the
消失啊？
pandemic,
就是成为大家的一种习
it's
惯了，
not
是不
going
是？
to disappear, right?
除
It,
了
it will
用言
be
之
a
外啊，
habit,
我
right?
们先说用我们的人脑也好，猪脑也
Well,
好，要思
let's
考一下。
use
就
our
是说，
brain to think about
我
it.
个人倒觉得
I
某些职业、
personally
某些
think that
年龄的
some
人，尤其是
people,
成年人
some
哈，如果你
age,
想学一个新的技能
yeah,
啊，
especially some adults, if you want to
可以
learn a
在
new
网上去
skill,
学习
you can
啊，就
learn
不要，因为你可
online.
能没有那么完整的时
Maybe
间
you don't
啊，去
have a
到，
big
比如说
chunk
我
of
要去
time to go
纽
to,
约，我要去
say, for
巴黎
example,
才能
to
读这个
New
硕士，
York or
尤其是世界
Paris
知
to
名的
learn
大
it,
学，什
especially
么
those
斯坦福什
prestigious
么哈佛
universities
这
like
些大
Stanford
学
or Harvard,
啊，
right?
我要去非要去那儿，人家还不要
And maybe if you
啊，
want to
是
go,
不是啊？等
you
着赖半
know,
天也
not
没让进
necessary
门
to
儿。
be admitted, right?
今天网络上就是说，真
But
是哈佛
online,
大学教授正在讲课，
a
如果你
Harvard
听得懂吗？
professor
让你
is
听啊，
teaching.
对不对？
If you can
有的都不
understand,
用
you
缴
can go
费，
listen.
没有得
And
缴费，
some
而
you
且
don't
很
even
低。
need to pay, and some you can pay a very low price.
对呀，
Wow, now the
所以有很
universities
多
are so
一个是大
open,
学
really?
开放，还有
And
一些
so the
大学
universities
想
are
开放
open,
没开，
and
可是
some
老师忍不住了，我
universities
憋疯了。
didn't want to
我就专
open,
门
but
教
the
数学最好，
teachers
我就开始教。我本来是
they
有
teach
10
so
个
well.
来
Now
补
they
课的
can't
学生，
help
对不对？
teaching.
我是给他们补
Before
课又不能
they
见面
just
嘛，
tutor
我给他
like
们
10
补，他
students,
们说
right?
特别
And
特别
then
好，
they
老师你
say,
们帮
"Oh,
上
it's
忙，
really
我们
good.
10 个
Why
人
don't
看
you
也是
put
看，
it
我能
online?"
我能叫我
Well,
同学来200
now
人听，
there are
老师说
only
我可以，
10 people listening to
老
you.
师高
I
兴
can
嘛，
call
对
like
不对？
200 of
好
my
吧。
friends to come and
除了你
listen.
们10个人
And then
缴
the
费之
teacher
外，
feels
哈，
so
其他
good.
人上
And
来
so
都是免费，一个人
yeah,
可以介绍
so
100
only
个来，
10 of you
我都免
will
费，
pay for
那
my
孩子们就
teaching,
沾
and
光
all
了。
the other people can
哈
listen to
佛
this for
大
free.
学的
You
老
know,
师啊，
a
他上课多
professor
牛
in
啊，
Harvard
讲得又清楚
University,
又有
and
魅
he
力，孩子们
teaches
都爱
so
听，而
clear,
且都学
clear
会了，对不对？
and
你看看，
yeah, so
老师不一定增加收
wonderful
入了，
teachings.
但是
And
高兴啊，因为他
well,
就是老
the
师嘛，
teacher
他就教
didn't
学生就
necessarily
快乐，
have
对
more
不对？
income, but he
可
feels
是那么多
happy
受益的学
because
生呢，
all
立
teachers
刻就传
love
出去了。
to, you know,
费用
teach
低
more
或者免
students.
费，而且
And
教
then
的特别好。
the
我
teaching
们之
spread out
前
so
老师
quickly because
上
most of
数
them
学
are
课
even free.
正是我
Before,
补觉的时候。昨
when
晚上我
they
晚上
go
打
to a
游戏
math
赶点
class,
睡，跟没
they're
睡觉，
actually
数学课一来了，
sleeping.
趁机呼
Yeah,
呼呼
because
睡
they
大觉，
probably are playing
对不对？
games at
你看
night,
人
and
家
so
这老
on the
师，
math class
这
they
些
feel
老师
sleepy.
在讲那个
And
数学
but
讲的没有
this
人睡着
teacher,
觉啊，太
when
开
he's
心了，
teaching
很有
math,
意思。
nobody
有的
will
数
feel
学界来考
sleepy.
100
It's so
分，
interesting. And
你
then
看
after
看，
they
老
listen
师
to
也高
this
兴，学生
class,
更开
they
心，对不对？
can, you know, get the full
所
marks.
以我觉得
And so
这
the
个这
teacher
个
is
疫
happy
情
and
全部结
every
束了
every
之后，
student is
我
happy.
觉得但
And
愿
so
好老师们、
after
好
the
学校在
pandemic,
网
I'm
上教学生
hoping
的哈，
that
尽
those
量
good
还是
teachers
要在网上
will
继续教。
continue to teach
我有空我
online.
也去学
If
呀，
I
那
have
多
time,
好
I
啊！
would also learn.
嗯，
It's so wonderful. Yeah, wonderful to listen to a really good teacher's class, it's really different. So
对
now we have a
是
lot of very popular
对，
um,
我们现在中国有个李老
teachers
师是北
online.
京的
I
哈
know that in China
啊，李金
there's
斗啊，不是李永乐
Li
哈
Yongle. This teacher
Ah.
is
人
from
大附中，
你就
对，
别挖人家底子了，那不是他户口呢。啊，好
yeah.
北京的
So
他是
he's
美国
from
也有啊
Beijing.
美国那像有化学老
嗯
师，
It's a people's university, the middle school of
但
that
像这个化学老师他
People's University, and also Philip Cook, who is a chemistry teacher, and he posted a lot of chemistry experiments on TikTok. And he made it very fun, and so he has 3.7 million fans. And well, Confucius only had 72 students, and today if you only have 72 students, you won't even be able to survive. And for a teacher for a whole life, if you have 100 students, you already feel rich, right? But this teacher has like 3.7 million students already. And Grandmaster said, I really believe that some teachers, they are really good at teaching. They're very fun and humorous. Most students, before, they didn't like that subject, but after this teacher teaches that, they all love this subject. So this means that this teacher is very good at teaching. Actually, a lot of, and also when it's online, the students can review it anytime. And also online, it's not limited to a certain country. And there are many famous teachers. In Chinese language, we have teachers in many different fields, from academic to, life skills or work skills, and like a teacher to teach carpenter. He was so good at making a lock that you couldn't even unlock it, and to teach painting or gardening, and also repairing cars, and making pastries and teas and fruit teas. And there were millions of people going to watch. And I even see someone who only cook for her husband and just doing house chores, and then cook some food, and then also clean the dog. And oh my gosh, it's like, okay, in the future I'll do that too. Even there are people watching that. And some people, I even watched somebody cleaning the carpet, using the high pressure water, and a very dirty carpet becomes very clean. And that makes me feel so healing. Well, don't say more. You have a personality. Well, you have a habit of Joyce, no? You really love things to be very clean. That's addicted to cleanliness. And so when you see dirty things become clean, you feel healing. And before, when you told me, I didn't believe, I don't want to see how they clean carpets, right? Even when I don't want to watch secondhand videos. I see they use the high pressure guns to clean the driveway, and then it becomes all clean. The cement, on the cement road before, he never realized that they were colorful pebbles on the cement ground. See how lazy they had been. And now I start to understand why you're addicted to cleanliness. And then this is really fun.
那还有人看就是什么像那个克林顿老先生
，and also Clinton, President, Bill Clinton is also teaching. I heard that he's teaching management, like inclusive leadership. Maybe after you listen to his teachings, then at least you'll become a vice president, right? And also Ma Youyou, who is he teaches music. Yo-Yo Ma. He's also teaching master class. He teaches he teaches those
好，你看这些大师们都出来了，平时你们也不见
viola.
对，这是一个平台，它是一个聚集了各种名人教他们。
什么平台？介绍一下。 网友说不定有需要
Shallow
呢，正好要介绍一下。
Yeah, so what platform? It's called master class. Yeah. So these are all masters
课堂。
teaching.
哎
Yeah. So this
这
is
是
called
在
master
网络
class.
上的哈，
This is
里头
also
都是有哪
online.
些大师级的
How
人物
many
嘞？
masters are there in many different fields?
做饭的，
通常
like
大家知道
To
的名
teach
人看有哪些哈？
cooking
有些是
and
电视名
who
人。
are
厨
those?
师哎好像是
Oh,
我们以前
the
讲过
chef
Gordon Ramsay，是不是
Gordon Ramsay. Have we ever mentioned
没
him
讲过
before?
有讲了一个厨师
但是我
He
知道
teaches
他有很多
cooking.
餐馆儿，对不对？
But I know that he
他
has
实
many
际上他自己
restaurants.
有很多餐馆儿还。
He actually has many restaurants, right? I think we mentioned about Gordon Ramsay, like the king of the chefs, and he teaches cooking.
对。
And Bill Clinton teaches management and
这是我们能说出
inclusive
来的
leadership.
你说
And
这些人都在里头担任老师的角
so
色。
these people,
Wow,
and
那这个
Yo-Yo
平
Ma
台很
teaches
牛呀。
music and connection. So this platform is really wonderful. I think that this platform is very good. Otherwise, I have to go, you know,
这倒是。
one by one to find masters. But this platform, and sometimes we don't know who is the master, right? But this platform collected all these masters in many
就是
different
因为这个
fields.
疫
Yeah.
情哈，
And
有很
because
多这
of
个名人大
pandemic,
师本来
a
不教
lot
学
of
生都
those
憋坏了。
masters,
是不
they
是？有个
before
平台
they
赶快
didn't
往上来
even
教，是
teach
吧？
people.
教
Now
1个也是
they
教，
have
教
the
1万个也是教，
platform.
这
Yeah,
个
they
就开教了。
now start to
很多
teach,
教育
and
都是免费的还。
and a lot of these
上去你一
teachings are
段。
even free.
你看我们替人平台
Yeah.
做开广告了。
I see we're doing advertisement for that for that platform now, and they actually need to come to our platform. This our YouTube platform. They can learn wisdom, right? They can learn.
Grandmaster，
They are master. We're grandmaster JinBodhi. Yeah.
五湖四海哦。
And our students are also from all over the world. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you touched my heart. Yeah, that's true.
不管真的假的吧，我们就是因
Whether
为疫
it's
情
true
大
or
家憋
false,
坏了，我就
because
是
of
讲。
pandemic,
就讲得我
everybody
现在都
is,
没
you
什么
know,
好讲的了。
like
啊，
always
所以我们
locked
才讲今天
inside.
这堂
And
课哈，
now
这
I
也是
don't
憋坏
know
了
what
的
to
原因哈。
teach,
所以
and so I have
这
to
个
say something
疫
about the
情其实
pandemic.
其实我早就
so
说过哈，
Well,
师傅告
a
诉
long
我，
time I've already
就是任何
mentioned.
大
My
的
master
这
said
个看似一个不
anything
好的事情，那它里面其实
seemingly
有
bad
很多
things,
潜在的能量在里头
there
埋
are
伏着。
actually some
就是这个整个市
energy
场一路下跌的时候，
that's
也
actually
正是
hidden
很多
inside.
投资人发
When
财的机
the
会。
market is
是不是？
going down,
当
it's
房子
actually
大家
an
都不敢
opportunity
买
for
的时
many
候，
people
说不定就是
to
买
earn
房的
big
最好
money.
的时
And
机呀。
when most people dare
对不
not
对？
buy
所以
houses, maybe it's
很
the
多时
best
候这个
time to
阴
buy the
阳
house.
这个
A lot of
交
times,
错哈，
yin and
哎，
yang
你在能赶上这个
intertwine, and
看似不幸，不
it
幸
looks
中的
like it's unfortunate,
幸
but
运
in the
啊，不幸中的
misfortune,
万幸，
there is
你
fortune.
那就叫机
And
遇。
so
对
this is
对，
called
在不幸中还要去
opportunity.
挖掘
Yeah,
机
we
遇
need to
对。
dig out the
成功
opportunity
破
in
浪而往
misfortune
前走。
and
对。
still march
所以这一
on.
点我个人是比较善于的。
对，师傅
And
真的
actually,
与时俱
I'm
进啊，
very
善
good
用
at
各
this.
种
Yeah,
善用万
Grandmaster,
物，
truly,
包括
you're
网
very
络，
good
包括
at,
这些科学的
you
要
know,
不然的话我饭都
ride
吃不
the
上了，所以
waves
我
and
必须
to,
我得
yeah,
我得
Grandmaster said, otherwise, how can I survive,
迎
right?
着困难向前
I
走。
have
啊，
to move
所以我们就效
forward
仿
and
跟着师
overcome the
对
difficulties
向
and
前走
and you know
哎，这是
face
跟
the
我呢混到
challenges
今
and
天
move
的哈，
forward.
网友
Anybody
也
who
听腻了
followed us,
啊。
followed me,
以后
my
哈，我
online
的
friends
建议
probably
哈，
are
让
already
学生
get
或者
bored.
物理
No, no.
大家投票，
And
让
maybe
谁来主
Joyce
讲，
and
我呢也休息他
Christine,
半年，对不对？
well, you know, they can actually vote who's going to
有。
teach, and then I can rest for 6 months. Yeah, this is a platform for Grandmaster JinBodhi. That's your
不是，我
platform.
讲了2
We
年
can
多
go
了，
back
你已
and
经
just
把我
watch
榨干了，
cleaning
其实没什么好讲的。
carpet. But I've
我现
already
在经
taught
常
for 2
对着天
years,
花板，
and
要不就
now
看
I
电
don't
影，
know
要不
what
看
to
晴
teach,
天
and
是，
now
所
I
以没
can
什么
only
好
look
说
at
的。
the ceiling,
所以
and
我
I
讲
don't know what
要
to
闭
say.
嘴半年
So I
啊，
will
去到人
close
家
my
的网
mouth
络
for
上
6
看
months.
看
I
克林
will
顿
go to
原总统是
other
讲话，
platform and see
对
what
我的英语
Clinton will say, and then I'll continue to say, well, we want to achieve Buddhahood. I don't want to become a president, right? Well, this
关键大家来听
actually
课的目的
remind
是啥
me.
呀？
So what is the purpose for everyone to come to my channel?
要不学大提琴，
Everybody
找朋
comes
友
here to learn
做其他社
to
会
to
大事
try
的
to
平台，
get
我们也给大家
awakened.
介
Yeah.
绍了哈。
Yeah, we have already introduced other masters, right? And if you want to learn something about liberation or awakening, then you can come to us. We never pretend anything. Whatever I know, I will share with you my experience. I will share with you. I will not just try to be polite. And I heard a lot of masters, especially when they're teaching Dharma. That's actually the time when I'm in my pure state. Sometimes when I was in Taiwan, sometimes I was too busy, and then at night, sometimes I already done a lot of meditation. Then I would, I think I need some sleep, so I would just turn on the TV and listen to a master teaching. Only within 5 minutes, I will fall asleep. I just remember he would say, and that's really, is deep in my memory. Anything else has slipped away. And so when you're listening to my teachings, would you be sleepy? Yeah, if you even dare to sleep in my class, I'll beat you. Yeah, so because all the time when we're listening to Grandmaster teachings, we'll all just be, this is not sleeping. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I can guarantee you a lot of our online friends will even pat their thighs and they'll just say, oh, yeah. And sometimes we will also sleep that's when, Grandmaster, you're doing a healing, a blessing. Oh, and then, because it's a blessing, and then we fall asleep, and then they will rub our hands, and then when then we will wake up. But that sleep is like much better than the whole night sleep. And so pandemic actually bring us the convenience to learn Dharma. Yeah. And so we should thank the pandemic, but most grateful for Grandmaster. And Grandmaster said, you are most welcome. And this morning, Christine reminded me, nowadays, the kids, when they follow online, whether it's masterclass or whatever, then when they're learning all these things, they learn some knowledge. But their virtues. What was your question? And Christine said, so it's like this. Some young people reminded us, the online teaching will be the trend. We will not go back all to the traditional way of teaching and learning, because online learning is an optimal use of the resources. Say, for example, in Canada, we have the 200 best teachers in Canada in different subjects, the best teachers in different subjects, and then we can ask the best teachers of these subjects to teach all Canadian students. And so some will learn computers, some will learn how to repair cars and everything. And so they think that this is actually the best teaching mode. And Christine has a worry. So now you have the best resources. Now, not necessarily everybody will be able to learn well. So, okay, so yeah, the resources is good, Christine said, but the platform probably is the best for those best teachers, because they can follow the best teachers. Yeah, because the best teachers, they have the motivation to learn, and they really want to learn. So they are very they have good self-discipline and self-management. So I would say for those students, we can use the best teachers to train these best students. However, there are too many children. They don't have the self-discipline, and they also, if we cannot request them to be like the best student before. Whether it's better to send students to public school or private school, well, not necessarily everybody is best in public school or private school. So in such circumstances, maybe some students in their intelligence or their knowledge, when they're not very outstanding, maybe a more relaxed environment would be better. Maybe just a nearby school, not the best teacher to teach them, but the teacher at least can care about them, or at least the teacher can discipline them. And so, oh, Christine, 8 a.m. to start class, then yeah, you have to be in school. And so at least there's someone to, to manage them, right? There's still quite a few people in the world that they are not very good at self-discipline, so they need some controls. And Kunti actually agrees, and especially in elementary school and middle school and high school. But she said, yeah, would an online teaching also develop some kind of management features, like maybe they can have the reminders, and they can also have like a camera to supervise, or like, and maybe they cannot lie down to learn, they have to sit up, and they're using and maybe they have to wear those headsets, or like the VR headset, and then if they lie down, they would bounce up. And so, yeah, we actually debated on this, and even and also those 200 teachers, are they absolutely the best? Because we're talking about knowledge. It's not like Grandmaster is teaching about wisdom. So it's only about knowledge. So say, for example, learn chess. And even the master of chess couldn't compete with computer. Yeah, is the computer the best teacher to teach chess? Well, maybe the computer can play chess the best, but they don't know how to teach. Yeah, those teachers, yeah, does need to have high skills, but there are also some teachers are very good at teaching. Yeah, because the coaches not necessarily to be the best sportsman, or you are talking about human beings, but you have underestimated the ability, the computers. The computers. 20 years ago, computers actually defeated humans in chess. And do you know why? It's because of the computer's learning ability. When someone trained the computer to understand all the rules and of the chess, and the computer has already analyzed like 2,000 chess masters' way of playing. A human being, or even a master, they may have one or two like skills, like from one or two schools, or if they need to learn from more schools, maybe they really cannot. It's impossible. But the computer is not a human being and not a computer, and the people who train them, they will always so when human beings are competing with computers, maybe you have only one or two different ways. So this is called, but computers has many different ways, and so it's called computer algorithm. So they have like maybe thousands of different ways. And now we already have the artificial intelligence, like it's called AI, and after they learn human skills, and then they can summarize them and put them together, and then they can have their own. And some teachers maybe some people they are probably very good at playing or doing some sport, but they're not very good at teaching. But computer, they can not only do it well themselves, but also they would be very good at teaching that. And also, they can be tailored to different needs. And so, this is something that is included in the AI technology, but it's very hard for human beings to be able to achieve. So, a lot of our understanding of AI, we would just imagine it's like, oh, there's a robot coming, like a very silly robot, right? You're still you still think that a computer is just like a very stiff and stubborn robot, but the AI technology has far beyond our, learning ability and reading ability and super translation ability. And he can use all, like many different languages to express everything. He's like, he can not only do it, and he can even teach. Oh, Grandmaster, can you explain more? So some of our online friends said, oh, isn't the computer designed by humans? How come human cannot even compete with computer? And so they cannot understand. Well, Zhu Yuanzhang's parents are peasants, right? They never imagined that their son can become an emperor, right? It doesn't mean that you give birth to that person and then, so the student can exceed the teacher. It's very common. Let alone that now it is a highly developed robot, and they have a limitless learning ability, and they can also analyze and summarize. And some people say robots don't have emotions. When robots intelligence goes to a certain level, their emotions would be even more than human beings. Human beings' emotions is a manifestation of their high IQ. High IQ people like you three are always smiling, right? Even when you're sleeping, you're high, and this shows that you have high IQs. Oh, you come, and then you will smile, and then when there are some people coming, or thieves or robbers coming to rob, and then they would even just the robot might just prepare some tea for them. And also, a lot of the IT men in the Silicon Valley, they are like the robot, the first generation robots that like their facial expression is very boring. There are a lot of scientists like this. That actually means that they are very steady. A lot of time. When they are writing softwares, they would be very good at it. So they are very good at math or science. But when they are communicating with or interacting with human beings, they probably they're not necessarily very good. And so an online friend said, oh, how come I feel scary? Oh, well, your feeling is right. I also feel scary. Well, actually, there are even more scary things coming. Well, listen carefully. We're just starting. This morning, we talked about whether it's good or not to put all the best resources on the same platform, and the platform is shared. It sounds to be a very rich and very good platform. Is this the best for the students? Is it the best for the teachers? A lot of people, they want to be teachers. If in the whole country you only need 200 teachers, what about all the other teachers? would they have to lose their job?
做啥在
其他老师下岗
Then
了，是
what
不是
should they do?
大家不都是想挣了钱就没事就待着去啊，去旅游去啊？
Well, everybody just want to have some money and then they can go travel.
没挣钱哈。
Oh, they don't have money, enough money.
优秀的200名老师
Yeah,
可以替
because
就像
of
当
those
年哈，100年前、80
best
年前
200
汽车来了
teachers
干嘛车的
replaced
人失业了，对不
them.
对？
Yeah, it's just like maybe 200 years
你不
ago
下岗
because
你
of the
能拼几
cars,
年呢？
the horse carts had to be replaced, right?
以前的工人在
But that's the
纺织厂
trend.
啊或者什么流水线的时候那么多工
Yeah,
人
before
现在也是流水
the
线
production line
工人
were
机器机器
applied,
手机器
yeah,
人机器整个
they
的
had
这个
lots of
运转
workers,
这
and
些
now
工
they
人也
have
下
the
岗了
production
所
lines,
以
and
你
now
说是不是
they're
我知道了
using
当外
these
卖小哥
machine
这也是哦。
hands. And
当外卖
oh,
小
so
哥这个
what
是
can the
过程
workers
的
do?
流
Maybe
程
they can go and
这个
deliver
逻辑很
food.
奇怪，你看，就是机械化
So the
流水线
logic of
生
the
产
world
的
now is
它
very
取
strange.
代了很多人
The
工
production
智
line
能
replaced a
世界
lot
的人
of
口不断地在膨胀。
对
lot of workers. However, the population is still increasing. So
哎呦这个一说就更
我跟你说，
Oh,
这一
no.
说哈，
yeah,
这一说的话，现在地球
we
就开
need
始
new
膨胀
industries. You
知
see,
道
the earth is
哎
now
本来是
expanding,
24
right?
小时飞机能飞一圈儿围着地球
Before,
哈，但是咱们一说完，
like
也至少飞
The
36
airplane
小
can
时才能
fly
绕一圈儿
24 hours. The
啊
airplane
这头
can
就大了
go over the whole
哎
world.
头就大
That
了
now
你
it
刚才
needs
说
36
这个那些
hours. Oh
名
my
师
gosh, I
教的
have
是优
headaches.
秀学生，
And
对
so
不对？
those
但是我告诉你哈，
famous
也有很多
teachers
非
will
常优
teach
秀的老
best
师哈，
students. But
他就是把
let me
这
tell
些
you, a
有
lot
点
of good
特别
teachers.
的学生，我说
they
的不是
actually-
高智商啊、特
Yeah,
聪明啊、什么天
I'm
才
not
啊，
talking
不是这样的，
about
而
gifted
是把我
students.
们看似非常非常普
We
通的学生，
actually,
反而能吸引
those
过去来学
they
习。
actually can attract a lot of ordinary students
其实他
to
是
go
支
and
持那个
learn.
物理老师的那个观点，他说背
But
管
there are
是
some
必须的
online friends are saying like they support Christine because everybody, some people may need to
但是
be
这个，
regulated,
就比如说
and
当老师教
sometimes
孩子还
these
做家
kind
长
of
来管
discipline
孩
is
子哈，
necessary
一直
because
有
not
两个
everybody
门派
can
的
have
斗争
self-discipline.
啊，比如说
For
尤其
the
是西方人
there's
来说是
always
是
the
鼓励
debate.
孩子
In
赞
the
美孩
Western
子
world, they
你
always
让他帮你
encourage the
拿了
child
个拿了一
and
杯水来说，你孩
praise the
子
child,
啊，谢
and
谢，
then
非常感谢。
if
家
the
长要这
child
样
brings the
那
water,
么
the
华
parent
人
would
这
say
样说你有
thank you.
病啊你
But
啊
then
我
Chinese
给你倒
people
杯
say,
水不是正常，你咋
What?
了？你病了，是
um,
不是啊？
yeah, why
哎
should I say
那
thank
我
you?
觉
It
我说哪
definitely
呢
you need.
就说这个
It's very normal. You should bring me the water.
不一
Or
定教的是精英学生，有的精英老师很会
So
教
good
各种各样的学
他
生。
反而能吸
teachers
引
are
这些学生
actually
有特
very
点
good
的
at
学生，
attract
甚至大家
many
觉得这个
students
人智
or
商不高
some
的学
unique
生，
students
因
or
为
even
这个
some
他很会教
students
学，
with
他
very
已经
low
把学
IQ
生给
because
吸引
he
了。
is very good at teaching,
这也是
so
特点
he
学
can
生的来
attract
学
good
习，
students.
就像今天来听我课的
attract
人，你说
you know,
我
ordinary
能绑架
students.
谁？我能管谁啊？
You know, now
我管大家了吗？
in
我
my
还经常说，哎，来
channel,
不
I
来？不
cannot
来拉
kidnap
倒，
people to come, right?
对不对？
I
但是大
so
家也来了。至少
still
我
people come
上
to my
课，大家
channel,
觉得
and when
还
I'm
凑合，
having
至
a
少
live
打发
stream,
你
at
变成
least
特别空闲的时间，
those
还是
people
可
would
以的
still
嘛。所以就来听我
have
的课了，对
fun,
不对？
listen to my
但是我们的
teachings,
课
and
并没重复过，除了
and,
打
and
上
I
继续重复
never
但是我
repeated
们
my
的内容没
teachings,
有
right?
重复过，大家
Yeah,
还是觉
except
得
my
还是有一
appearance is
些
always the same. My
货
teaching has
大
never
家
been
可
the
以
same.
能拿到一
And
点，对不对？
I
至少
think
可以做一种借鉴嘛，是
every
不是啊？
time you're
所以有
learning
很多老
something,
师
right?
他
At
是能
least
吸
you
引
can.
学生的，就比
Yeah,
如
so some
我，
teachers can
他能
attract
吸引学
students
生，
like me,
对吧？
right?
对吧？我说不了我就唱，
If I
唱
cannot
不了我
teach,
就
then
说，
I will
实在
sing,
不行我
and
就咳嗽
otherwise I
啊，
will
总有方
say,
法
or
能吸引你
otherwise
的
I
专
will
注力。
cough. At least
啊，
I can catch your attention.
你们也要咳嗽吗？
Do you want to cough?
好，谢谢。
Okay, thank you.
所以有很多好的老师
So
哈，
a lot of
他
good
不光是对这个学
teachers,
术
they're
特别
not
精通，
very good
而
at
是
the
会带孩子。
academic
所
that
以
they're
这个师傅
teaching,
的
but
观
they're
点就是
also
说，
very
真的
good
会
at
就是
teaching.
也是会有这样
And
优秀的
so
老师，
Grandmaster
他
you
是
said
靠
that
自己
there are
的
also
讲课的
those
吸
good
引
teachers
力，
that they
主
can
动的去吸
attract
没错。
引学生。
students
你
and
少说话，
yeah,
我们俩
attract.
正在抬杠啊。
Well,
我告诉你物
don't
理
say
哈，
anything.
那
We're
个
I'm actually
优秀的
debating
老
with
师并不
Christine.
代表他是个优秀成功人士，
Good
他
teacher
就是优
doesn't
秀的
mean
老
that
师。
he
优
is
秀的老师，他就
successful
有一种能
everywhere.
力
He's
吸
just a
引
successful
像我们这
teacher.
种 拐过棒子的学生。
outstanding teacher can attract students like me. Normal teachers would hate us, but good teachers would attract us. And when I listen to this good teacher's teaching, I would think, oh, this is wonderful. The teacher doesn't need to control me or discipline me or tell my parents. And just myself, I'm like so looking forward to the teaching. I actually have seen some good teachers like that. And so the teacher said, okay, 8:30 a.m. I'll tell you a story of the ghost, and then I'll go there like 7:30, and the teacher tells the story so well that I can even feel the wind and from the ghost. And a good teacher doesn't necessarily to be a good scientist, but he is a very good teacher to teach students, whether they are smart or not. He would be able to attract both of them and all of them. Those teachers are the best teachers. Okay, Christine said, okay, you win. So such good teachers might be 1 out of like 10 million. And so then 10 million students would have to be replaced and go to deliver grocery or dinners. However, those delivery people would have to be replaced by unmanned vehicles. So such good teachers are very rare and really hard to train. But how about those robots and computers? If they can train those robots, oh wow! Yeah. So how about those robots? That the best, highest level teachers. How about the robots will replace even the best teachers, right? Then on Earth, there will be no teachers at all. Even the best teacher will have to go do deliveries. And even the best teachers are actually struggling for, this is your last struggle. In any subjects and any grades, even post-doctors, all the teachers would have to lose their job because of the AI's learning ability. Won't those AI technology be higher than the abilities of these teachers? Yeah. This little computer has already collected 1,000 or all the scientists' essence. And when they teach, they can teach everything that the students need to learn completely clearly. Who would need to go and find a teacher? So Confucius will become the history. This is real. This is true. So what can human being do? Well, learn from the computer, right? Just that, right? Well, just now I've mentioned, right? Those masters of the chess and but they whatever they do, they cannot compete the computers, right? But if everybody goes to deliver food, but there are already a huge lineup for waiting to be a delivery person. Yeah. So you cannot be the best because the best will always be the computer. And some people, maybe they don't have computer. So you can go to the countries where they don't have these robots or computers. Say, for example, Johan in Japan, they had to read palms on the street. Yeah. So before they were the owner of the Johan, and now, before they were like a hero. Now they probably is nothing. So we need. It's never too old to learn, and so I really recommend the master class platform. Before you lose your job, learn more skills so that you can have more skills and more knowledge, because nowadays the competition is between human beings and computers. The high-end computers now actually they
量子
are
电脑计算机当出来之后，比
doing
AI
research
要
on
技术要
quantum
高多了。
computers. Quantum
人类
computers
实在没有办法再
technology
做任何
will
工作
be
了。
so much higher than AI computers, and human beings will never be able to
对，
do
那没办法。
anything.
但是量子呢，大家想学的最先进的
how-
量子
but-
力学的概念哈，
Yeah, if you
请
want
到
to
我这儿来
learn
听课。
quantum physics,
研究
the
量
most
子力
advanced
学的
quantum
始
physics,
祖。
then come here. I
我
am
说一花一
the
世界。啊对这个概念，真的每一次
the
觉
best
悟
teacher for
都让
that.
你
Buddha
重新
said,
更新。
one
你拥有
flower
的
is
不
a
是自己，
world.
而是拥
Yeah.
有自己的一个
You
世界。
You
知道
do
吗？
not
这就是量
own
子力学的
your
最
ego,
根
you
本的
own the
那个
whole
要害
world.
点。
This is the key, the
我们
essence
前
of
面读过
quantum
佛说
physics.
啥？观无量寿佛经。
Buddha, yeah.
佛咋说
We
的？
learned
那
the
个西方
Sutra
极乐是
of
怎么产生的？
Contemplation
还
on
记
Buddha
得吗？
Amitabha, and
是他的愿望和观想而生出的
it
西方
was
极乐世界，是
because
不是？
of
我告诉你，我已经造出20个世
Buddha's
界出来了，还没起名呢。
visualization and a vow to create that Western
那
Pure
他能造，我
Land.
就不能造。
And
量子
I
力
have
学不是也
already
是成立的
created,
吗？对
yeah,
不对？
maybe
就是这样
lots
子
of
的。
world like that.
那个
And
世界是由意念而生的。
so the world is created
那有很多人
by
说我的意念
thoughts.
怎么没生成
And
呢？
so
你
you
缺乏
might
能
think,
量。
how come
所以
my
你的
thought
同样
hasn't
你在
created
想事
anything?
儿哈，
You are lack
但
of
是你的
energy.
能量
You
不
are
足。
also think of
啊，不
something,
纯
but
正，
your
所以就是能
energy
量
is
不足，
not
所以想也白想。
pure and not
其实很多腿学
strong
的人都
enough,
想
not
能走
powerful
起路来，
enough.
对不对？想
A
半
lot
天
of
还是走不
people,
了。
a
那
lot
我
of
替你想想，你只能走
disabled
路了。
people,
就是
they
这样
cannot
所以我
walk.
们能量
They
有差
want
别。
to walk, but they cannot walk.
对？
It's because of the
哎。
energy, lack of energy. Yeah.
可是说的我都没法上课了。
Oh my gosh, I cannot continue the class anymore.
能那个怎么说？量子的量子力学
So
这一块跟
quantum
佛法的这一块是
physics
另外一个范
and
畴的。
the
好。
Buddha Dharma
行，
is a
咱们
different
再说
field.
那个。
Okay, let's talk about that
饭
after
前
our
再说点
dinner.
别的。
So
啊
before dinner, let's talk about
吃什么
something
吧
else.
啊，吃什么？
What
疫情
what should we
疫情给
eat?
我们带来这个变
Well,
化，有一些不可逆
pandemic
转的啊
brings
这些
a lot
哈
of change
比
to
如
our
说这
world.
个
Some
现
of
在
them
看
are
到了这个机器人呐 AI 啊这
unreversible,
些科技的哈
irreversible.
哎，咱的网友很
Like
聪明啊
AI, some of our
把
online
人的
friends
脑
said,
子也装成电脑，没有
how
电脑的
about
智
we
慧了，
put
就行了。
computers in our human mind, and then we
咋
will
着的？
have the human,
咱
then
刚才
human
说了嘛，
beings
它
will
是
have the
学习也是
computer
过电脑
intelligence.
啊，那量
Yeah.
子电脑还没出，是叫量子电脑哈，
Yeah.
量子计算机还没出来呢，
Well,
那更比不上
just
了。
now we talked about quantum computers, and then
直接
so our online friends said, how about putting like
其
computers
实
in
现
the
在人人
human
已经
brain?
装了
And
个小
then,
电脑。
well, actually,
除了你
Grandmaster
家里
said
有一
right
台
now
电脑在
everybody
用
has
之外哈，
already have
你
a
拿
computer
的
in
这
your
种
mind.
叫做智慧型
Not
手机，
only you have a
就是在
computer,
增
and
加
this
了你的能力，
smartphone is
对不对？
enhancing
找你
your
来发个信
ability.
息来了，
Your
你不用
friend
做
wants
梦
to
猜了，对
find
不
you,
对？
you
你不是说眼皮
send
跳，
a
是
message
不
to
是？
you. You don't have
啊，
to guess,
有
oh,
朋友找
your
我之类
lips
的，
are
算了，到底
jumping,
哪个朋
your
友都
your
不知道。
eyelid is
今
jumping,
天
and
手机
so
上给你发个信息，你收到
you
了，
don't need to guess who
是不
is
是啊？过
thinking
年
of
过节
me,
找
and then
朋
you
友
can
都是
just
做
check the
推销，
message. And
咋的还
when
可以
you're
视频，
doing sales,
是
and
不
you
是啊？
can even
你看
use video.
我们中国人发明
Video
的
call.
亲，你在哪里呀？你
And
想
they'll
买几块
say,
糖啊？
honey, where
是不是
are
啊？
you? How many
亲，我给你买一免运动。你看看，
do you
这个
want?
亲就是为了
Oh,
糊弄钱哈。
actually.
哎，不管听着糊弄的挺舒服啊，这亲
Okay,
是不是
I'll
啊？
send.
就咱长
Yeah,
这
if
样
you
子谁亲
purchase,
咱
it
啊？
will be free.
是不是啊？
You know,
所以你看看，
no.
这是有了
Yeah.
这个小电脑，已经
Freight.
在帮助我们的这个大脑，对不
And
对？
so,
虽然没有把它植入我们的身体里去，但
even
是我
though
们
we
正用
haven't
在
put
这
the
样的科技
computer
来
in
辅
our
助我
brain,
们，
but we are
已经
using
在
this
用了。
technology actually to
还有那个
assist us.
GPS
We're
导航系统
already
里头，
on this way, and we
有的时
also
候女
use
生根本就不
GPS
认路，
to
是不是啊？
to find
除
the
了
way.
会
A lot lot of
认男人
ladies
之
do
外，
not
认人
know
脸，
the
这个人
way,
长得
and
帅，
a lot
但
of
是你
ladies
说
they
北在哪
know
里，根本就不知道是
man's
天上
face, but
啊，
then
就根
when
本不
they
认
want
方
to
向。
see
男人
where
也
that
不会认，经常被骗。
where that
啊，
building
对，认
is,
错
it's
了，对，所
very
以更应该
hard.
到我们这儿来修，
And so,
是不是啊？
yeah,
但
you
我们
really
一定
need
要
to
学
come
成
over
火眼金
here
睛，一看
so
就
that
是
we
妖精，
have
你往哪
very
跑，
good
是吧？所以
eyes,
请
like
跟我
the
来
the
学习啊！
sharpest eye to
要认
see
识好
what
男
kind
人
of
和好
person
女
is a
人的话，
good,
请
to
跟我来学习，
know
慢慢就会了
who
哈。
is a good man and who is a good woman, and if you want to learn that, come and learn from me. Okay, everybody's lining up to learn.
对哦，刚才师傅还有和觉真老师讨论的，
And just now,
更多的我觉得是
Grandmaster
还是
discussed with
停留在
Joyce.
智慧哈
Actually,
这种技术
more
类的
is
或者说不知道
on
怎么
you
描
know
述哈。那我想请问的
intelligence
是
and. So
那
I
我
want
们
to
人类的
ask.
情感呢？
What
那
about
我学校
human
跟
emotions?
在孩子成长的
You
过
know,
程当
in
中，
the
我跟
school,
父
when
母
the
有相
kids
处，
are
对吧？
growing,
我跟老
we
师
have
有相
interaction
处，
with
我跟同
parents,
学有
with
相处，
teachers,
我下
with
课还可以打打闹
other
闹，我们
friends,
俩还
and
可以
then
交
we
换
can
日
have
记
social
呀之类的，
interactions,
对
and
不
we
对？
can
我觉得这个还是
exchange
很有值得
yeah,
保
some
留，很有
stickers or
乐
something.
趣和
And
怀
this
念的一
is
个
like
情
something
上午
fun,
上
and
午
it's
上午我们那个
it's
年轻
really
人说了，
worthwhile
说
to
以后
to
的
to
这
keep.
个教学呢，不
Well,
是说被
our
关在
young
家
people
里，
said in the
也有
future,
学
you are
校，
not
还是可以踢毽
locked
子
at
啊，
home.
日
You
像
can
瑜
still
伽
have
呀，
a
还是有
school.
互
You
动，
can
还是
still
玩的。
have
只是说那个
sports
老师
together
是
and game
那个机器人
together,
老师是
but
最优秀
only
的，
the
是最适
teacher
合
is
就
the
叮铃铃
robot
铃
who
大家回
is
学校，
the
然后开始就是那样
the
的
best
上课了，
teacher.
然后
And
15分钟后绝对没人，
And
没有人
so
睡觉
when
的，
the bell
都是
ring,
听着津
everybody
津有
will
味，而且
come
能学
and
到
they
他
will
该学到的
listen
东西。
to the
你是说
robot
的
teacher
传统来
and
说就是
learn
面
whatever
授
they need
啊，
to learn.
来学
And
习
so
当
this
面向
is
老师学习，
learning in
就是我们
person,
上
right?
学
So
到
we
学
will
校
still
课
go
室
to
教堂里
school.
头，对不
We're
对？
still going
听
to the
老师讲课，
classroom. There's
这
still
种
the
叫面
teacher
授，
there. So this
这
is
个
teaching
我也
in
喜欢。
person. I actually
但是
like
现
in
在正在
person.
发生的疫情的时候，
However,
很
during the
多国家地
pandemic,
区
a lot
还
of
有有的是
countries and
有
some
几次
areas
闭
and
关，对不对？
uh,
根本就不让你出门。
sometimes they
但是
have
呢，学
several
校又怕孩子
lockdowns,
们
and
没读到书，耽误
but
功
the
课，对不对？
school doesn't
那
want
通
the
过网络
students
啊，
to
很多
stop
大城市有
learning,
电
so
脑
they will
嘛，
use
孩子们通过电脑啊、智
internet,
能
and
手机啊，来跟着
children
老师
can
上课
learn
啊。
from
所以这个
their
部分呢，
computer
是
or
这
their
个疫情之
smartphone.
后
And
又
this
促进了这个
part,
电子科技的这个发展和应用，以及普及性
actually,
应用。
because of the pandemic,
但是
actually promotes
每个
the
人都会怀
application
念，
of these
还有说我们的
technology.
小同学们聚在
However,
一起，
everybody still miss the
当
time
场
when
请教老师来继续
classmates
听课，
they
对不
are
对？
together
每
and
个人
then
都怀
they
念这种
can
感觉。
ask
至少很
questions
多小
in
朋友在一起
person
玩
to
耍，对
the
不对？
teachers. At
这是
least
一定的。
the children can play
就是
together, right?
但是，谢谢啊，提醒我。
However,
但是
thank
问
you.
了这个，我忘了这个词儿怎么说了。
I
这个
forgot
但
how
是
to
哈，
say however. Okay.
在当今，尤其是很多成年人，对不对？
Nowadays, especially some
这个
adults
好老师
say
英国，
this good teacher
我们
is
都在其
in
他国
Britain
家，
and we're in
我
other
要飞过
countries.
去，还进
If
不了他
I
的学校。
fly
正好
over there,
网
I
友授
couldn't
课，
even
但
go
是
to
正
their
是我
school.
需要的。
And he's
比如
teaching
说花
online, and
200
that's
美金，
exactly what I need.
我就
Maybe
学了
I'll spend
一个
$200.
不是叫
I
大学课程啊，
learn maybe
是
not
大
a
学课程当中的
university
有
course,
一个
but
部分，
it
这
is
是
a
我非常
part
需要
of
的。
the
所以我
university
只花
course,
200
and I
块钱
need it
在
very
网上
much.
报名授
I
课，
only
我
spend
就学到了这方面的
$200
知
to
识。
register the class, and I
那
learned the
我们
knowledge.
会不会去学呢？
Would we
如果有需
learn?
要的话，你肯定
If
会
you
去
have the
学
need,
的。
definitely you
而且
will.
你知道这个老师
And
是
you
教
know
的是最
that
好的，
this teacher is the
但是你
best
想
in
报
this
名
field.
进入那个学校，
And
你考不
for,
进去。这好比去
however,
世界第
if
一
you
的
want to be
第一
admitted
流
to
的这种
that
大学，他不录取你，
prestigious
对不对？
university, you
但
cannot be
是
admitted.
这
They
个
don't,
学
they
校
won't
老师
admit you,
到了
right?
网络上
But
你公开
the
授课，
teacher in
还有的
this
是低收费
prestigious
授
university,
课，
they teach
他也是在
online,
帮
and
助众
then
生。
they are
那你就方便学
charging
习，
a
你
very
肯定
low,
会学
a
的，对不
lower
对？
price, and they're
所以这不就
helping
是
all
网络
sentient
了吗？
beings. And you
所以这
definitely
个
will
网络的
learn.
授
So
课呢，
this is
和网络教学
online
这个
teaching
体
and
系哈，
learning. So
不
this
管教学的
system,
人还是来
whether
学习
the
的人，其实
it's
大家
for
很
the
方
teacher
便
or the students,
得
it
到
all
自己
brings the
应该有的这
convenience,
个
and
知
then
识。
the
我觉得
students
这是个
will
很好的方法，
receive what the
乃
knowledge
至
that they
我所
need.
认为
I
哈，
think
我
it's a
们
very
推
good
测性
way.
的来说，
And
我所认为，
I
将来
think
有一些学校，
in the
尤其是
future,
大学，
some schools,
它
especially
有一个校园，
universities, if
但
they
是
have
多
a
数的校园都
campus,
给
but
拍卖了。
most of the campus has already been
它就可
sold,
能它原来有14
auctioned.
栋楼，现在只留了
Maybe
1
they
栋楼。
had 14 buildings before,
那
now they
么
only need one
它主
building.
要是通过网络
And
的，
so
不
they
用过
mostly
去的
are
那些
using
课室，
online. They
让
don't
孩子们
even
来集中
need
在这
to
上学，
use
都
the
是几乎是网络。
classrooms to
而且还
gather
可以
all
通
the
过网
students
络的
together.
虚拟空间，让
And
你感觉到
in that
你在
virtual
你的学
space,
校，
they
你的
will
套
make
学校更美好的一个
the
环境
students
正在
feel
出现
that you are still in that school or even beyond that, even a better place. And so Joy said, I'm so worried because Christine mentioned that we still need the interaction between people, but the development in the online field and its virtual field, now we already have the these meetup or some kind of apps that to make friends, and so they would have a virtual interaction, and eventually they will have a virtual reality communication. It's like maybe now they will just wear a VR glasses, and maybe
对，
You
能感受到正在
reach
握
out
手
your hand and I reach out my hand and we can feel
对
shaking hands and we can and if I yeah I can yeah there will still be this kind of interaction, but the space is not like we three sitting on the same table. Maybe I'm in Victoria, he's in New York, and she's in Rome, and it's in a virtual world, but we feel, you feel so real, as if you are in the real world, you're together, but it sounds quite terrible. And the science can realize this kind of in-person interaction. Maybe it's because you're too
因为现在你这个用一
yeah
人拿一个
scared,
操
but
作杆，就
that
像
will
我想象
happen.
中，
Oh,
最后一
that
问
will
孩子
happen.
就说这个已经
And
有了，是不是？还有人甚至发明了某种
yeah,
机
they have
器，
already
两
invented
个
that they can
有
shake
情感的
hands
人还
with
能
holding the
彼此
control
感
bar.
受，是吧？
And
所以这
when
个
and
东
they
西
even
它必然
invented
会发生。
something that when they
就
have
像
a
说
crush that they both
你
can
像现在
feel
我
it
有个
and
文件传真给你，是吧？
so
你打印出
now
来之后，
when
哎
we
那些
need
字那个图
to
就收到了。
you
说未来还
know
可以传真什么呢？
fax
具体的那
you
个
know
东西。
something
比如
in
这
the
有个像
future
那
we could
我这
even
传真给你，你收到
fax
的就是
a
一个像样。
necklace and you
乃
can
至说
receive the
现在
necklace
还
now
做
you
到
can
同样的
receive
材
the
质哈。
paper and the
未来
picture
有一
but
天，
in the
我把这
future
个项链传给你，
I
而不是
will
复印给你了哈。
yeah I'm not like
你在那边接
copy
收，
this
你那边
necklace
轰
to
一
you
下就收到
and
这个，
over
哎，这个
there
项
you
链已
will
经传过去了。
receive exactly the
并
same
不会今
necklace
天通过一些快递公司、
you
邮递
don't
员
need
来
any
把这个食
you
物，
know
这个食
delivery
物坐着飞机、坐
companies
着轮船、
or
骑着摩托
or
送给你。
use any
不需
you
要
know
这个过程。
airplanes or
一传
cars
真
or
就给你
motorcycles
了，
to send to
这个
you
东西你已经收
they
到
don't
了。
need to be delivered
它的物
it
质并没
just
有
through
减少。
fax or and
啊，
and
这是
you
未
will
来世界
receive
当
it
中
and the
也很
material
快
will
就
not
会出现的
reduce
现象。
that will actually soon realize in our real world yeah in the movie before we have seen you know like
对呀，
there's a
对呀。
teleport
但
that
是从
yeah
量子力学当中，这是非常容易
in
解决的一
quantum
个问题。
physics this is actually
是这样
something
的。
very
所
easy
以很多
to
我们这个
solve
非常
to
先进的这些
realize
事情，
and so a lot of these
那我
advanced
们在过
things
去，甚至演电
in
影
the
之中都没有
past
演到的。因为
even
疫
it
情期
has
间，
never been
在一
shown
些
on
国家
movies
哈，
say
城
for
市当中
example
尤其是
in the
叫那个
pandemic
无
in
人飞
some
机送餐，
countries
无人飞机送
they
药，
have the UAV
还有人说
to
无人飞机
send
给你打针
to
啊。
deliver the food
但是
and
无
the
人飞机
medicine
喷药消毒，
or
是不是啊？
give you
甚
a
至是去
shot
森林
or
灭火
spray
啊，无人飞
you
机
know
作
pesticide
为比如
or
说地质勘探考察，
or maybe
是吧？
they do
都
some
是有的了，
surveillance
已经都
or
有了。
yeah they've
这
already
是无
used
人
that
机啊。
unmanned
听
aerial
到
vehicles
这
yeah
种虚拟世界之后啊，很开心说，哎
and
这
so
样我们
some
离
of our
生活
online
更
friends
近了
said
嘛。
oh
哎，你
oh
看呀，
when we hear
然后还
this
有网友
they
说
feel
你
so
收到
happy
是不是
now
家里
then
的礼物多好啊，都不用从
we
快递
will
了。
对，
yeah we
运
will
费都
feel
省了。
closer to Grandmaster and then we can instantly receive the blessed items from Grandmaster and we don't even need to pay freight yeah
跟上跟上，
哎，
对
对，
对，
得积极的面对它。
真的。
哎，
yeah
其实你会听到一个好消息哈，
and
哎，比如说昆提，就是将来
this
你
is a
100
good
年
news.
之
So
后，
Kunti,
想办法去
after
东
you
方流
pass
世
away,
界
do
啊。
you want to go
你
to
到
the
时候
Eastern
要去
Pure
的时
Land?
候，我
Yeah,
传过
he
去，
used to say.
你就
When
不
you
用自
want
己
to
收
go
了。
there, then I
是不
can
是？
just
当时我把你
transfer
传
you.
过
You
去了，
don't need to
那么
cultivate.
那么宫东就来了个大肉蛋，
And then over there in the Pure Land, suddenly there's a
还要给咱移民税
yeah. So then we don't
这
need
火
to
星去干啥？
register
我
with
火
Elon
星本来
Musk
是
to
我
go
的
to
地
Mars.
知道吗？
Yeah, well,
对呀，
Mars used
我
to
之
be
前在火
my
星上玩
world,
过，
right?
就是
I
我在那儿
played
插了
on
个牌
Mars,
儿，
and
是
then
不是？
I
以
actually
后他们
put
再借着我这收
a
费，
sign there, and
收
then
停车
when
费。
they come here, I will
哎，
actually
对，
charge
所
them
以那是
parking
咱们菩
fee
提禅修的地
because
方
that's
啊。
actually that
哎，
belongs
咱
to
不能
Bodhi
随便去，唯心
meditation.
我
They
允许
cannot
这么
just
行
go
吗？
there by themselves.
哎，
Yeah, they
对，
have
哎，
to
去了不方便
acquire
哈。
my permission.
哎，
Yeah.
所以这个说今天的科技，
So
今天你想回避，
today's
它是
science
不
and
可能的
technology,
事
if
情，
you
它
want
必然
to
是在发
avoid
生
it, it's
当中。
impossible. This is
我们刚才
happening.
讲到的很多这
A
个
lot of the
今天
things
用
that
的
we
高
have
科技这个
mentioned, you
现
know,
象
those
啊，
high
乃至这
tech
些设备，
and
它
these
正在应用之中嘛。
phenomena and these,
正在应
they're
用嘛。
actually the high tech
哎，
is
所以很多这个虚拟
applying
和现实
now,
之间哈，
currently.
就像
And
心
so
经里所讲的
the virtual
空与
part
色之
and
间的关系是互
the
生
real
互
part
变
is
互
actually
有
like
的，
in the heart
对不对？
mantra,
你看今天
like the
稍稍先
emptiness
进一点的
and
车，你在这个驾驶的时候，
form
前
and
面玻璃
formless,
里
yeah.
头会
and
第一个可能
emptiness.
会关键时候冒出地图来，如果你点了
Maybe
地图之后，
when you're
还有
driving,
呢，
if you
说你的
press
现在
on the
正在
map,
你的
then
汽
there
车
will be
的
a
你的
map
速度
coming
是
up,
什么样的，
and they will
还
show
有地
you
方
the
说这个
speed
马
of
路
the
上有
car,
警察
and
来
also
提
it
醒你，
will
对不
also
对？
show
你
you
在
that
你的
there's a
玻璃窗里已
policeman
经有
on
了，
this
但是玻璃窗里头
on
没有
this
仪器。
street, and
对
in
对，是
your
我这个很崇拜哦，
you know
看电影啊，就是
just in your window, every information will show. Yeah, there's no equipment there. And I heard, and Christine said, oh, just in the air there will be a screen, and then you can just
现在
press
差不多已
something
经
in the
有
air.
了，
This
现
actually
在有一
has
种新的眼
already
镜，
appeared.
类似像
There's a
VR 眼
new
镜，这高
kind
科技
of
的哈，
glasses
已
like
经
the
成型，已经有这个
similar
产
to
品
the
了。
VR
段腾买了一个戴给你们
glasses,
看看。
and it's
其实我戴上
already
它之后，比如说现在有一个电影视
existed,
频
and
哈，
maybe I'll
我正
buy
在
and
看
show
这个电
you.
影故事，
Say, for
哎，觉得
example,
哎
I'm
没意思，来
watching
电话了，
a
我现在不
movie,
看这电影了，
and
眼
I
镜是
think
戴
the
在我的
movie
脸
is
上的，对
isn't
不对？
fun, and I
但
was
是我
wearing
看
my
到它的时候，在
glasses,
眼前1-2米的这个空间，
and
但是我
then
需要
I
伸手
see
划一
that
下，就把它赶走，就
the
像那个
screen is
看
actually
iPhone 那
in
个
front
滑
of
屏一
me,
滑动，
and
这个
then
屏幕
I
就没有
need
了，
to
是这样的。你看到
the
的是在这虚
screen
空之中的，
is
但
like
是呢，它
in
需要有个东西
the
是用
air
你
in
用
front
戴
of
了
you,
它那个
maybe
眼
a
镜，
meter or 2 meter
但
away
是戴
from
这
you,
个
but
眼
you
镜
need to
哈，不是
wear
VR
that
眼镜，
glasses. It's not
不
a
是把你的
VR
眼视力
glasses.
全挡住，
It doesn't
而是
actually
你正常
cover
可以
all
开
your
车
eyes.
走路
You
办
can
公，是这样。你
normally
看别的地方不是
drive
能
and
看的，
walk, and you
但
can
是
see
同
other
时
things,
你有
but
一个
at the
眼睛
same
可以
time,
看到，该
what,
看到你
however,
的
at the
讯
same
息、
time, one of
电
your
影，比
eyes
如别
can
人
see the
通过什么微
information.
信呐，通
Maybe
过什么样的这个
you
软
know
件
they
发你一条
send
信息，比
information
如
to
早
you
上好，
through
你
you
突
know
然间收到早
WeChat,
上
or
好，
they say good
好，看完
morning,
之后把它
and
拨掉，我手一挥
and
就
then
拨
you
掉了。
can just
但是你眼睛
swipe
看到的
it
时候，
away.
就在眼前1米的远的一个虚空之中
It's
出现
just
的。
in the air. This
到未来
information
的
will
话呢，
show in
你可
front
能
of
像
you,
耳
and
朵
in the
上夹了一
future,
根烟一样，
maybe
或者像戴了
it's
个耳环
like
一样，
a
已
cigarette
经
on
投
your
到虚
ear,
空之中
or
了。
maybe like an
就是你只要
earring,
用手操作
and
或用声音操作，它就可以按照你
you
的要求来
can
呈现，
operate. Yeah, you
或者
can
关闭，
control it with your
就是这
hand
样，
or maybe with your
对不对？
voice.
你
Yeah,
超速了，警察
to
来罚
to
款，
turn on
或者有
or
人来打
off,
你的车，你
and
正在停在这儿了，
you're
对吧？
parking
你在你
somewhere,
的
and the
脸上戴着眼镜，
policeman
你悄悄
is
碰一下就开始
actually
录像。
yeah,
啊，
and
你骂
maybe
人啊，打
you
车
wear
这些动作
a
全给你拍下
glasses,
来了。
and you can
还
just
不仅
press
仅是这
it
个，已经报警
very
团已经
lightly,
拍
and
摄
then
了。
you're already taking
警
videos,
察立
and
刻就
then
知道，
it
哎，这个
already
人现
sent
在
to
在
the
哪个
police
位置，
station,
他现在
and
有
then
危
the
险，我们
policeman
就
will
来帮你。
already know that this person
厉害
is
吧？
here,
嗯，
and
原先
he's
这
in
些
danger,
原
and
先
then
这些
they
先
will
进的
come and
设
help
备
you.
和这种
So
技术，
before
只有
this kind of
07
advanced
这样的
technology,
这种
only
神探的这种他们配上，好像基本上
007,
如果
they
科技
have
普及以后，人人都可以这
yeah,
样
these
做，对
detective
不对？
skills, or
好帅，
but
好
with
酷
the advanced technology, everybody will
嗯，
be able to do that.
是，
How so cool!
咱刚才还说到，就咱们说咱们从疫情再往前，再往前再去
And
看一看
actually,
啊。
we mentioned
过个
before
10
the
年20年这样的。
pandemic.
就是说，刚才咱们也说了嘛，有一些职业有可能会被
Oh, actually,
淘
after
汰。
the pandemic,
虽
if
然
we
现
see
在那
10 or
种配
20
角
years
不是
after
最
that,
热的一个
maybe
一个
some of
职
the
业了啊。
careers will be
那是不是现在这
replaced,
种
even
疫
though the
情包括疫
delivery
情或
seems
者
to
新
be a
时代，
very
就是网络
hot
的咱们的
industry.
对网络的各种这种类型的依赖的话，这个
Because of
快递物流
pandemic, there are a
真的会
lot
很热
of
门哈，它会很有需求。
people
现
are
在是
doing a lot of
非常的热
online
门。
shopping,
对，
and
是。
so
对，
now
但是我
delivery
想说的是，
becomes
未来
very
也可以
popular
被
and
那个
very hot.
机器
And
人，
对
but
机
in
器
the
人、
就无
无
人
future,
人
驾驶
无
they
人
的
驾
can
驶
be
之类的
小
replaced
车就
by
代替了。
对，
robots
刚
or
才说了，老师可能也
unmanned
有可能会
vehicles,
被
and
代替。
teachers
我给你看一个哈，
may be
就是
replaced too.
你看送餐小
And
无人小车吧哈。
对。
So
还有
these
今天
delivery
在我们中国的
unmanned
一些餐
delivery
馆当中，
cars,
已
and
经有就是机器人的在
nowadays
餐厅里
in
的服务
some
员送餐。
restaurants, you know, those
再接
robots
下来机
would
器人过来帮你刷卡，不是也一样吗？
deliver the
收
food
费
and
刷卡也一样
also
啊。你想，
help you to
哎，
pay.
这已经
And
都有了呀，已
they
经在
already
应
had
用了。
these. They are already
这过去
using
这个
it.
想象之中是不可能。那么
Before
一个
it
人类
was
复杂
just
的
an
一
imagination.
么
They
系
thought
统，怎么会
this
有
is
一个机
such
器能
a
代替呢？
complicated
当你的
system.
这个
How can the
电脑
machine
科
can
技
do
达到那
it?
个程度的
But
时候，
when
就
the
能做到。
computer
这些都是最
technology
初级
is
的机
advanced
器
to such a level,
啊。
then they can
我
already do it.
在
But these
前
are
前些
only
年在我们国
very
内，在台湾看那个
preliminary
做削
level
面的面馆当中，
robots.
你中国第一代
Actually,
机器
in
人，削面
Taiwan,
机器人，
机器人。
I
削
saw
面
a
机器人
robot
这
who
是个
was
机器，
making
它没有别的功
those
能哈。
noodles. Yeah.
不是那个已经都把那
Yeah.
个削面师傅的工作都不抢了。
And he actually has
你练一个
already
削面师傅至
replaced
少得练
a
2年嘛。
master in
这个不用把
making
机器买来给它
noodles.
一摆就行
Yeah,
了。
at
它
least
是一削
before
面，
you have
就
to
是第一代，它
to
不会干别
to
的。
to learn for 2
那
years
这
and
就
be
有服
trained
务
for
了，
2
给你当
years
盘
to
的，对不
become
对？
a master
再
in
稍
making
微
those
往上增
noodles.
加一个设备，
And now,
付款刷卡设备，
Yeah.
这个机器人不就更
So
完美
this
了吗？
robot now they
再加
can
上它
already
语音的
deliver
礼貌
food, and if
礼貌
you,
的语
it's
言
very
对话
easy just
这
to
多好
add
啊！
another
你
part
看
to
这个服
you
务
know
这
to
个机器人这么一个小
swipe
东
your
西之后，
card,
它就代替
credit
了
card. Yeah.
一
So
个
you
人
see,
工。
the robot has
你
already
想，你
replaced
作为餐
a
馆的老板，
waitress
你
or
会不
waiter.
会买这个东西呢？
The owner of the restaurant, would you buy this? Yeah, because of course, Joy said.
这
Otherwise,
个机器人的
if
价
you
值
hire
哈，就是一
someone,
个服务
then
员一
maybe
个月
one
的工
day,
资，
yeah, maybe
对不
the
对？
price of the
他
robot
至少
is
用3
only
年才
a
坏。
1 month's
那一个服务
salary
员
of
你
a
每个
waitress
月都要
or
付
a
他钱，
waiter, because
还经常
if
不
you
好
hire
管，
someone,
还
you have
经
to
常不听
pay
话辞
every
职，
single month, and
就是
sometimes
这
they
样
don't
的。
listen to
这
you,
个
or
是一个
sometimes
趋
they
势
will
是我的问题是
even
我们年轻人啊，
leave the job or something.
未
And
来的从业要选择啥职业
so
才
now
能
I
够
have a
被淘
question,
汰
he said. So
哎呀，
for our young
真是
people in the
很艰难
future,
呐。
what
大呀
job they should
真是
choose,
非
what
常
they
难的
need to
选择，
learn so that they can find a
非
job
常
in the
难的
future.
选择。
Grandmaster said this is really
那
hard
不管怎么
to
着，
choose.
车到山前必有路哈。
Well,
就先去
whatever
学科技
happens,
呗。
there
所以
definitely
我
be
觉
a
得学
way
最
when
高
it
的科
comes,
技，
when time comes.
你
So
不
I
要说我
think
学习
you'd
传统
better
文化，千
to
万别啊！
learn
最
the
后连修
highest
脚都找不到门。
technology.
将
Don't
来
just
修脚
learn 的
的、按摩的
traditional
全是机
culture.
器人。
Yeah, in the
就是
future,
人类做这
even
些肢体
whatever
劳动全
service,
部被
all
电
kind
脑
of
加机
service
器
will
就
be
代替了。
replaced by computer
你看，
plus
关键是
you
多
know
少职业
machines,
将会失
and
业，
many
多少职业将会失业？
careers will
第一，
disappear.
老师；
So first,
第二，服务员；
teachers.
第三，厨师。
Second, you know
大家
those
看看现在的
servants
炒菜
and
机器，
chefs.
等着看一看啊
Have you
炒
ever
菜机
seen
器。
a cooking
我
machine?
们有照片哈，
We have
这
pictures.
实际上是个视频。这
This is
正是
a
在国际
video.
某公司正在卖
This
的
is
这个机
something
器，
that
一个
it's
是
actually
可
they
以
are
给餐馆
selling
用，
this
也可
cooking
以
machine.
进
They
入
can
到
be
每个家
used
庭。
by
所以这套
restaurant
机
and
器
it can also
它
go
上面有
to
配
a
方，你只
family.
要把
They
菜
actually
料
have
放到那些
different
地方，
recipes. If
它
you
最后
have
按
all
你
the
的要求， 甚至可以
ingredients
在
there, then
用手
they
机
and
哈，
press
用
the
手机，
menu
比如说
or
现
the
在
recipe,
上
and
午
then
10
they
点
can
钟，
cook the.
中午1点钟，
Maybe you can also
啊，
set
我
the
吃个
time.
麻婆豆
Oh,
腐，
okay. 1 p.m.
一碗
I
米饭，
want a
行
mapo
了，
tofu
你到
and
那个时
plus
候
1 bowl
已
of
经做
rice.
好了。
And at
如果你
that
们家
time,
还有一
everything
个
will be ready.
无人驾
And
驶机器人来送餐
and
的话，
maybe
是
if
吧？
you
一
have
直送到你办公室来，
UAV
你看
to
看，
send the
就
food
是
to
一
your
个
office.
机器、电
So
脑，机
this
器配了电脑
is
之后的
you
机
know
器人厨师，
machine
他会
plus
做多少的道
computer.
菜呢？
And how
世界
many
大餐
dishes
会
they
做
can
1000道，
this
你说你要啥吧？
electric cooker would be able to
所以
do
那
like
厨
thousands
师
of
呢，
you know
连洗菜的、切菜的、洗碗的都是
recipes.
实验。
And
超
so
级洗
all
碗机
the
比人呢哈
people
洗
who
得干
would
净
do
多了。
dishes
我
or
们在一些
cutting
不太讲卫生的那个餐
vegetables,
馆吃
and
饭
they will
哈，
be able to
所以碗
wash
盘子
dishes
上
so
有特
clean,
别
much
好的
cleaner
是，
than
好像
human
故意
beings.
盖了手印儿似的，
Yeah.
那大手印儿黑不溜秋都粘得上去。你说你要想吐吧，
In
所以
some
你显得你
restaurants, we actually see that
可能
like some of
吃
their
不上
plates
饭
are
了
so
已经，很
dirty,
多
they
不太
have
卫
some
生。
footprints there.
那
No,
么机
their
器洗
their
碗机的话，它不
fingerprints
可
there.
能这个样子，
But
一定
when
洗得干干净净的，
machines are
香喷喷
washing
的，
the
对不对？
dishes, of course
所
they
以
will be
洗碗的
completely
人
clean.
没
So
了啊，
nobody
端盘
would
的人
be able
没
to
了，
find a job to
还有收
clean,
钱的
wash
人没了
dishes, or to be a
在10几年
waitress,
前我
waiter.
去日本
Well,
啊参观旅游，
over 10
哎，
years
它里
ago,
头
I
有
went
卖
to
那个日本拉
Japan to
面的那个
visit,
馆，然后最
and
便宜
they
又好
have
吃啊，我还吃面条儿。
ramen
进去之后
noodle
没有服
shop,
务员，
and when I
就有一个
go
像卖可乐的
inside,
一
I
个机
went
器，
inside.
像
There's
一个立
no
着的冰箱，
waitress. They just
上
have
头
like
日
a
文、中文、英文、法文都有写
vending
的，
machine,
你有
and
点吧，
they
上面
have
看得很清楚，又有图
English
片，
and they have
你刷
Japanese,
卡
and they also
或
have
是
the
往里
pictures.
塞现金，
And then
他
you
都可
can
以接受。
either
完了之
use
后没
credit
有
card
服
to
务
pay
员，
or cash,
但
and
是
there's
里头有2个
no
服务员给你，而且他
you
让
know
你指定
waiters
坐
or
到几号桌子上
waitresses,
去。
and there's only
服务
two
员已经在厨房就收到了
service
那
people
个电
there
脑的
to
信
just
息，
to
有
guide
7
you
号
to the
桌有
table.
人点了一碗拉
And
面，
they'll say, okay, table
他到时候
7
那个服务员
ordered
呢， 还没有人
a
端饭
ramen.
哈，就是有人把这个饭端过来。
And then,
他那个
well,
餐
that
馆的
was
桌
10
子呢
years
是
ago.
变
There
成
were
一个
still
长形
human
的 U
beings
型，
send the food over there. And
长的
so
U
the
型。
table
客
was
人
a
呢坐在
big,
这 U 型的
long
两侧桌子上，
U-shaped
服
table.
务员呢中
So
间有个
the
小槽呢，就来回端饭
the
来走动用。你看多
the
省事儿，
clients are
就没有
sitting
圆桌子
on
了，
the
长条
outside
形
of
的
the
桌子，服务员中
U-shaped
间来走
table,
端
and
碗端饭。
and
好玩
all
吧？
the
那你说
waitresses
这会有人
or
贪污现金
they're
吗？
they're
不可
just
能啊！你除非你把机器
yeah
砸了，
moving
逃不出钱来。
inside to serve
他
you
做
the
的贼
food.
结实了。
Yeah.
对
So
呀，
how
就
can
不用会计也省了。
yeah you don't even
你想
need
到
a
他总公司里
cashier
面那个账单倒结的清清楚楚，
and
全是电脑
all
结
the
算。
yeah
这
everything
是10多年前的日
payment
本。
is by by the
这个餐馆
machine.
收费
Yeah.
根本不需要人类，哪有假错
So
账啊？
and so they
是吧？
don't even need
而
to
且
use
他厨
any
房那么你
human
想偷东西
beings
不
to
容易，
charge, and so they
一个
were
厨
never
房装了
have
28
any
个摄像头，
mistakes. And in the
谁
kitchen
拍
they
都能
have
看得清清楚
28
楚。
cameras.
你看，
Yeah,
而且你
see.
不刷卡进不到厨房
And
去，
if you do not
进去的都是
scan
他
your
正式的
credit
员
card,
工
you，won't
他怎么
be.
丢东西啊？
If you do not scan your
是吧？
card,
把
you won't
现
be
金管
able
好，
to
厨房管
enter the
好，
kitchen.
这个
And so
他可以在
he
东
has
京
already
开200个
managed
餐馆
the
都够了。
payment part, and
省
then
事儿
he
吧？
can also
你
manage
看，
the
这都是
kitchen.
电脑科技
And
带来
so
的，
just the
好处
computer
是经
has
营管理方
already
便了，坏处
managed
是
the whole
我们这
restaurant.
么
He
多
can
人可
open
能就
like
没
over
工作了
200 restaurants in Japan.
啊。
The good thing is that the management is easier, but the bad thing is that a lot of people will lose their jobs. Yeah. So my friend said that a lot of the robots are used in doing
都做
surgery.
手术，
Yeah.
机器人外科医
So
生
robots
做手术，对，
are
而且他还就跟我
surgeons.
说，就是说，
And
有一些手术
he
哈，
said that
你要
some
是
of
选
the
择机器
surgeons,
人
if you
手术，还
choose
是选择这个人
robots,
的
you
手术，
can
我
choose
那个我的
robots
那个
or
医生朋友
humans.
反正我劝你选择机器人手
And
术人。
my friend, who's a
可靠，
doctor,
对，
said,
确实
I suggest you to
尤
choose
其
the
是
robot.
到这个
Actually,
哎
it's more
机器人，尤
reliable.
其是做那个眼睛那个
Of course,
近视
Grandmaster
里什么
said,
视
and
近视啊
especially for
远视的
doing
那个那一层膜是
eye
吧？
surgery, yeah,
那机器人切
or
得更精
doing,
准，
yeah, so
是
the
吧？
robots
一丝
will
一毫都不
cut
差。
like
对，那人手比不了。
这个人呢，尤
never
其一个老
have
医生，
any
经验挺多，就
you
手发
know
抖，
differences. You know, some
给你割出来之后像锯
doctors
齿
or
状。
surgeons, they are
就
very
本来看一
experienced,
直闻
but
着
maybe
就
their
看一
hands
直闻着
are
出来。
like a little trembling or something. Then they, yeah. So
所以有
the
很多
line
机
is
器能
not
做到
as
的哈，尤
straight
其是它
as
带有
the
这个智
robot.
慧型机器
Yeah.
哈，
So
它比人要
especially
厉害多了。
those
嗯，
robots with
所以这个
AI, they're so much more
啊，没事
capable
儿，咱
than
们看谁
human
能失业
beings.
吧哈。
Okay, so
再
let's
接
see
下
who
来，
will lose their
无人
job.
驾
And
驶技
next,
术已经成型了。
unmanned
如果政府
vehicles
的配
is
套工程跟得
already
上的话，无人驾驶车立刻就卖出来。
already available. Yeah, if the
不用开了。
Uber 司
Yeah.
机、出租车司机，
so those
尤其是
Uber
第一种司机
drivers
失业
and
的，
taxi
你猜他是
drivers,
啥司机？
do you know what kind of driver
不是，
will lose their job
是
first?
公共车司机，因为它的线路不是
especially
固定的嘛。
The
对不
bus
对？
drivers, right?
哎，
Because the
线路
route
固定的，
is
到站就停。
fixed,
那
right?
些司
They
机，公共车
they
司
will
机
stop
先
on
被解决了。
certain
所以开公共
fixed
车的司
stops,
机
right? And
赶
so
快
bus
赶快学
drivers
习另外一
quickly
项技
go
能
to
哈，
learn
因为
another
接下
skill
来就会
because
会有这些问
very
题的哈。
soon
那听起来是不舒
this
服的，
might
但是这
happen.
是
You
现
don't
实
want
啊，
to
这是
listen
我们
to
疫情
this,
之后将要
but
目前要
that
面
will
临
be
的
the
东西，
reality
通知
after
大家
pandemic.
早点能找
That
到
will
新的职业。
definitely happen.
啊，
So I
最好
want
是这样。
to
这个
remind everybody
科技类的
and warn
健康
everybody
类
to
是不一样
quickly
很
go
不一
find
样
another job. And what about health
只要还
industry?
有人活着，这人
As
的
long
生命
as
力
there's human beings, then human beings might get
我
sick
不知道你
or
从哪说起这个哈？你是找
I
工作
don't
是不
know.
是？
对
Oh
你
yeah,
找
we're
工作哈
talking about
找工作
jobs.
当然了，你
Of
找不到
course, if
工
you
作，
want
大
to
家都需
find
要
a
健
job,
康，
everybody
是不是啊？
still want
所以能
health,
去
right?
求职
So
最
if you
好的
want
机构的
to
话，其实
find
有
a
很多
job,
最
the
好当
best
总统，对不对？
organization. Oh well, the
但总
best
统
job is to
那
be a
全国人才选
president,
一
but
个挺艰难的，被人骂得够
in
呛，
the
对不
whole
对？
country,
哎，
you can
所
only
以的
have
话
one
呢，
president, right?
一个是做这个高
So
科技的行业，
you can
学习高
choose
科技行
high
业，
tech
还有一个呢，
industry,
健康行
and
业。
another industry is good
健
is
康
the
行业
health
当中，
industry.
我觉得
I
你
think
看
the
健康
health
行业不容易了，
industry
现在已经有
that's
电脑
not
医生。
easy. Now you already have the computer
哦，
doctors,
你
right?
这怎么弄啊？
So what should
但
we
是
do?
目前在机器人没有把
However,
人类全部侵略的过
before
程之中，人类还可
computer
以
and
继续
robots
行医。
invaded everything into the human world, we will
机器
still
人还
survive.
没有完全侵略人
Well,
类的这
before
个
they completely invaded into our
啊，
world.
我用词不当。
Oh well.
这更吓人了。
Oh, this is so
你下
scary.
不下都是现实。
But Grandmaster said that will become the reality.
我们都是叹一口气。
对呀，
Oh, how come you're
就
all
是这个世界变化很大
sighing?
但是
Yeah,
大家
this
我们
world
可以接
changes
受
so fast. Whatever happens, we'll have to accept
所以
it.
在
So
这个情况下，
Under
管人
such
能不能比得过机
circumstances,
器人，
whether we
但是
can
人更
compete
需要去
with
努力。
robots, we
其实
need
还是
to
个
work
知识的竞
harder.
赛嘛。
This is a
哎，我还是
competition
讲
of
啊，
knowledge.
机
So
器
I
多
think
发达，
however,
还有
no
人
matter
的
how
那种特
advanced
性
the computers
比如
are,
说人与人之间的服
human
务，有
beings
时候
still
说
have
我要的就是我
our
要和人之间的
uniqueness.
互动，对不对？所以
Human
人
beings like
不
to
会
have
被灭绝
interaction
啊，
with
不会
human
把所有的
beings,
这些
so
都
human
抢掉。
beings will
但
not
是 又到了一
completely
个更新
distinguish.
时期的时候，
And
我们的
in
知识
the
和能
new
力需要更
in the
强大、
new world,
更
we
饱
need to
满、
have
更
more
丰富，
knowledge and more
才能找一个
powerful and
合
more
自己心
rich
意的职
knowledge,
业
and so that we can
啊，是这么一
find
个时
a
期。
a
还有一点
satisfactory
就是说不管
job.
这个科技怎么发
And
达，这个
whether
人呢，
no matter how
之所以是人，
developed
它
the
就是有
science
灵
and
魂的
technology
这
is,
种
you know,
灵
human
魂的这种
beings
提升跟
have
修行还是很
souls,
重要的，自己的
and
这种
to
快乐感、成就
elevate
感啊，或者是人
ourselves
生意
and
义的这
the
些追求，
happiness
我觉
and
得这个
to
在任何一个
find
时
the
代还是
meaning
不
of
能够
life
替代
in
的。
any
所
time.
以
This
就是
cannot be
修
replaced.
行
So
之路，求得智慧，求得解脱，
this
这个
path
是
for
不变的，而且
cultivation
现
to
在还扩
find
展了一些更更
liberation,
更
now
重要的
this will
对
never change, and now it will
对，
become
当物欲横
more
流的
and
时
more
候，
urgent.
我们能够找
When
到一种
the
就让自
world
己
is
解
all
脱
about material, if
少
we
一
can
点
find
痛苦和
something
障
to
碍，
help us
其
to
实更需要
liberate and
在
have
精神
less
方面的这个
sufferings,
修养、
we
修
need
行
more
啊，这个我想可
spiritual
能是人类才能
cultivation.
做到。
So this
机
is
器很聪
something
明，
that
但是机
human
器是没办法
beings
觉悟的。
will
对
be able
它
to
只
do.
建立在
Machines,
生物的基
even
础
though
上
they
才
are
可
more
以，而非
they're
生物
very
是做不到。
advanced, but
是的，
it,
所以我觉得
they
我们有
still
个网友
cannot
说的特别好
have
啊，
that
网友
cultivation.
他
So
说，科
one
技
of
再好，我
online
们
friend
也是
Wang
在
Lei said
三界六
the
道里边，
even
只
though
有
the
修行才能脱离三界六道。
science and technology is very
这个确
advanced,
实
but
是。
it's still in within
但
the
是我们
six
刚才讲的
realms,
这个
and
高科
only
技的这
through
个话题
cultivation
啊，
we
这
can
听起来心里还是有点
escape
沉
or
重
we
感。
can be
但是我们
liberated
不
from
想，因为
these
我们
six
都要
realms.
实话实说。
Well,
我
we
们
have to
讲到的
tell
是
the
世界上
truth.
正在用和正在
All
发
the
生
things
或
that's
将要发生的
happening
这个
or
科技的这个
that is
发展
going
和
to
变化，
happen.
它就是这个趋势。
Yeah, so this is
那
the
你
trend.
不要
Where
说
what we're talking
就
is the
是
trend.
比如说这个打仗的时候说鬼子来了要杀你，说我把眼睛蒙上，鬼子就不杀我了，对不对？不是这个样
It's
子。
not like,
或者
oh,
看
when you're
有
fighting
人
and you just cover your
喝醉了
eyes
酒
and you think
开
the
出来撞你，
enemies will
我
not
闭上
come.
眼睛，
Yeah,
我捂
if
上我的
somebody
眼
is
睛，
going
那
to
个
collide
坏人
with
的
you,
车就
if
不撞
you
我了吗？
cover your
不会
eyes,
的。
would they
所以
not
我们应该
colliding
把
to
眼睛
you?
睁得
No.
更大，去
We
回
need
避
to
这个
open our
发生
eyes
将要
even
发生的这个
wider
错
so
误，
that
对
we
不对？
can
所以
avoid
应该是要学
the
习更多的
unfortunate
知识。
things that's going to
所以
happen.
我的
So
建
we
议
need to
是说，
learn
这
more
些孩子们、学
knowledge.
生们呢，
And
你
so
应该赶快抓
I
紧学习
suggest
一些知识啊。
all young
而且今
people
天在网
to
络的平台
learn
上来
more
说，
things,
可
and
以
in this
去找
online
这个你更喜欢的行
world,
业
you can
和更喜欢的老
find
师，这
the
样你会
field
觉
that you
得
love more,
很有
and you
兴
can
趣，很好
find a
玩，很有
teacher
意
who
思，
you
又
like
学到了
more,
知识，
and you would
将
think
来可以
it's more
从事那样的
fun,
行业，
and then
或者
you
是
would
能够
have
能
more
够辅助
passion
你
to
将
do
要
it,
做
and
的那个
maybe
职
that
业。
will
啊，是这
or
样
that
子
will
的啊，
help you
所以
to
还
do
是
the
找
things
好老
that
师，
you plan
做
to
自己
do.
喜欢
So
做的那一类
you
的行业，啊，这样
need
比
to
较好。
find a good
但是我们也
teacher
刚才也
and
讲
do the
到了，
things that
有
you
些行业，
like.
比如
And
说
we also
司
mentioned
机这
that
个行业，
some of the
我们相不
industries,
相信它也会被取代的？
do you
你
think,
就不如说，
do you
我不要
believe
说
that
今天我
the
考一个驾照，
drivers will be
尤其在
replaced?
50年代，
And
上个世
maybe
纪50年代的时候，考个驾照
to
是不是就
have
是
a
一份职业
driver's
呢？
license
它真的
like
是。
in
可是到了今天，
like
这个
1950s,
5、
maybe
60、
that
70
will
年之
bring
后，
you a job.
这个行业
But
将
now
会被机器取代了。
this job
就
will
是
be
这样子
replaced
的，
by
所以我们必须
machines.
面对这个现
That's just
实。
going to
所以我们
happen. We
选
have to
择读
face
大学、
the
读
reality.
职
So
业的
we
时候，
choose
一定
when
要
we
要
choose
学习更先进的这个知
what
识，
to
你
learn
才
in the
能不被
university
这
in
个
other
时代
schools.
的
We
这
need
个
to
这个
learn
车
something
轮
more
哈
advanced
都
so
给
that we
抛
will
弃
not
啊。
be
对，实际上我们这个其实每一个
affected
时代人类都是有
by
压力
these
的，
advance. And
只是你有
in
没有仔细
every
看，
actually
对不对？
anytime there's
你
this
仔细看一看之后，你就会有那种压力感。
pressure.
但是我希望大家因为有这样的一个压力而变成一个
I
学习的
think
动力。
these
啊，要这样
pressure
的才
can
可以，
help
哈。
to
不要
bring
说
more
别告诉
motivation
我，
for you.
你告
Don't
诉我
just say,
怪害怕的。
"Oh, don't
其实
tell me,
其实
otherwise it's
世界其实
scaring.
有时候
It
是有点
scares
可
me."
怕的。
Well, the world sometimes is scary.
社会每一次这种更
But the
替吧
lucky
就是
thing
我们
is
跟
that
社会
every
慢慢被
time the
工业社会
society
给更替了。
changes,
工
for
业社会
example,
慢慢
when
又
it
被
changes
解
from the
科技
agriculture
类或者现
society
在是
to
人
the
类的
industrial
生存
society
人类总
to
有
the
办法去
technological
自我更新
society,
哎
the
自我更
human
新
can
自我提
always
升
update
来达到
and
这个
improve themselves.
所以现在我们今天主
And
题
so
就是
that's
这
why
个，就是
today
说勇敢面
we
对不断
have
地学
this
习
topic
哎去
where
迎
we
接这个变
face
化和
the change bravely and continue to learn and find our
很
opportunities
多行业大家
within
还
this
一样是参与
change.
的哈，大家还想继续聊一聊
Do you want to continue
还是这个话
to
题吗？
talk about this
很多
topic?
方面的这个变化哈。
There are many
比如说
different
饮
types
食
of
是
changes.
吧？
For
上
example,
午
our
不是也提
diet.
到嘛，是吧？
In the
哎，你
morning,
说我最近还吃的还挺
Christine
有点
Woolley
还让
mentioned
我
that,
挺胖了啊，
oh,
让我发
I've
胖
gained
了
some
啊。
weight.
有没有说
Is
师傅将来有
there
没有这个饮食
some
让我不
sort
胖
of
呢？
diet that can help me
有，
so that I don't gain any
吃点
weight?
啥还不胖
What can I
哎，对。
eat so that I
但
don't
是
gain any weight?
当你比如说自己在家吃，或者我点餐吃，
When
我们
you're
习惯的
having
餐
food
是
at home,
要么一盆儿，要么一碗，要么两盘子，对
usually
不对？
or cooking at
啊，
home,
当
we
然你
usually
点
have
那个
full
汉堡啊
plates.
是一袋子，
一个一个的。
And
一
if
纸
you
盒子，
order a
是不是？
hamburger, it's
你想里面
a
有没有
box
高
of
热量？
hamburger.
有没有
Is
让
it
你长
high
肥肉
in
的地方？
calorie? Does it um,
好，我告诉
does
你更
it
新型食品哈，看网
make
友
you
想不
gain
想
a
听？
lot of
我估计你
weight?
想听的。
There's a type of new food. Do you want to know what it is?
我即将成立一个公司，
I'm going to start a
我要
company,
开始研
and
究
in
就
this
是胶囊
company,
食品。
I will
大家感冒的时候，感冒胶
research
囊吃过
on
吗？
capsule food.
比子弹头
You've
最少一半
had
儿，是吧？
Eaten
就是很
capsule
小，最
capsule
长2
drugs,
公分，
right? It's
这
very
样的一个
small.
小胶
It's
囊，
smaller than a bullet.
一天3顿饭，每一顿就是
Every
一个胶囊
meal,
够
you
了，
just need to eat one capsule, one food
也
capsule.
没有高到哪里去，就是你
It
比如
has a
早
lot
餐
of
吧，它就
calories,
分早中
a
晚。
lot of energy.
比如早餐
For
一般要
example,
少
in
吃，
the
对不对？
morning,
你的
we
胃
eat
口
we
和消
don't
化
eat
系
a
统没
lot,
那么
right?
强大的
Because
时候，
our
好了，
digestive
早餐
system
的
has
那
not
种
woken up
营
yet.
养的配比，
And
这是
so
早
there
餐胶囊，
is a
这是午餐
nutrient
胶囊，你看这
um,
红色的吗？热量最高的，这是
nutrient
晚餐胶囊。你这
set
一天
for
吃
the
3个胶
morning,
囊，
another set for the lunch,
物
another
理说
set
了，
for
说
dinner.
有
So
没有减肥
every
的？我
day,
不
if
要
you
发
eat
胖。
3
对，我就
capsules,
想
it's
吃
enough.
麻婆豆腐口味的。
But what if
可
I
以，
want to eat
麻婆豆
a
腐，什么
capsule
豆腐
in
都可
the
以，
flavor
保
of
证里头没有
mapo tofu?
高热量，
Sure,
而
you
且
can
还
eat.
促
There's a
进
lot
你
of flavors,
能消化
and
掉、
it doesn't
排
have
泄
a
掉一
lot
些
of
脂
high
肪的部分。
calories. Not
哎，
only
这
does
个好
it
吧？
not
你
only
吃
can
2个
you
胶囊
feel
也不会发
full
胖，
after eating it,
吃一瓶子也
it
不会
can
发
also
胖，
help you
它只
to
是有没有肥肉，
metabolize all the
是吧？
extra
不
energy,
会啊，
and there's no
不会。
fat, and you wouldn't feel
就是比如
hungry.
说吧，它到你胃里，我举
For
例来说，像
example,
胖大海
when
一样，
you
它
put
在胃
it
里一个
in
一
your
倒一杯水之后，
stomach
一会儿就胀起来了。
after
但是
drinking
这个胶囊不是
a
这
cup
种，
of
不是
water,
这
the
种，
food in your
不是
stomach
这样的
will
一种现象，
will
而是它的
swell
能
up.
量，还带给你
It's
精
just
神当
an
中的感觉。
example, but
第一，
it's
你精神觉
it's
得，哎，
the
我饱了。
energy that's
第二个，
contained in
它
this
的真
capsule
正的
is a
这
lot.
种能量的含
And
量
in
是
your
足
mind,
够
you
的，
will feel that
你自
you
然就
are
会一开
full.
始有一个
And
头一个
because
礼
there
拜的一个
are
适应
there's
期啊，
enough
当
energy
你适
in
应
this
了之
food
后就够
capsule,
了。
then after
网
you
友
you
这个
get
时候聪
adapt
明的
to
网友
it
一定会
after
说，
a week,
那
you
有没有说一
will
天
get
吃
used
一
to
次
it.
胶囊就可以的？
Then some
其实
people
可以
might
做到
ask, can I
半年
only
吃一
eat
个胶囊，你
one
也可以不饿。
capsule every day?
但是为啥不能持续半年才吃一个胶囊呢？
Why can't you eat for
你的
one
消化
capsule
器
every
官
day
原
for
来一次吃
for
一
half
盆
a
的
year?
饭，现在突
Because
然
in
之
the
间半
past,
年
your
才吃一次，
digestive
这个
system
吃了之
you
后都
will
排不出
you
来
eat
了，
a lot of
说你
food,
的肠
right?
子都长死了。
That's what
你这
how
些
your
器官功能
digestive
在用
system
它，继
is
续它有
designed.
的肠
But
子才
if
是
you
肠子，
don't
否
use
则
your
肠子变成
digestive
皮带了。
system, you will lose
它里
all
头没
its
有可以润
function.
滑走动的
Your
东西了，它
intestine
粘在一
becomes
起了，
just
知道
a
吗？
a
请记
belt.
住，它是生物，它是肉，
It is
它会粘在
not
一起，知道
organism.
吗？
It's
听
not
说你
organ.
肠粘连吗？
If you
听
don't
过哈，女
um
人都听过这个。
if you don't let it work,
肠
it
子你不
will
用它都不粘连的，
get stuck
对
to
不对？
each other
所以一
and
天吃3次胶囊，
cause
还是为
bowel
了让你的消化器
bowel
官还能
obstruction.
正常存在。
And that's why you have to
但是
eat something
你的
every
肚子
day
想大都大
so
不了
that
啊，
the
它会变
digestive
瘦了。
system still has
你
to
看到那个
function.
外星人的图像了吗？那身材特别
But
苗条，
and if you
对不对？
eat
一点
this,
肥
you
肉
will
都没有，
be
全是
you
筋肉。
will look like a
哎，
alien.
就是
You
这
see
样
their
子的。
pictures, right? Their
对，
body is very
人家是
thin
吃胶囊
and they only have
啊。你看
muscles.
还有一种
They
世间有一
probably
种小
ate
昆虫
capsules.
叫螳
And
螂，
also,
对
do
不
you
对？
know
人
that
的
there
腰多细，
is
身材多么修长。
an insect
为啥呢？人
called
家只吃露珠，
um
它就没有高热量，对不对？
called
也就吃那东西总拉肚子。但是呢，
called
自己的
mantis.
营养成分又够了，
Mantis eats a
这样它
lot
就
of
不发胖。
dewdrops
对不
and
对？
eats some
哎，有人
smaller
说我需要长
insects,
肉，
and so
我
it
的祖
doesn't
传
gain
8
a
代
lot of weight
全
and
是
it doesn't
排
get
骨
chubby.
啊，
And
所以
say
我需要长点
that
肉。
if
所以
in
就是
your
说
family
你吃
everyone is very
1%
thin and you
的
want to
脂肪还
gain
是
some
2%的脂肪，
weight,
像买牛奶一样， 你可以选
You
几
can
号
choose what
那个
type
脂
of
肪
food capsule you
是吧？
want,
还有一
what
种
number,
2800
how
的
much fat
那
you
种
want,
脂肪
like
的
1% fat,
你吃了
2%
3
fat,
天之
just
后
like milk.
就是大面包
And
就吃
if you
起来
eat
气
it
球一样
for 3 days, then
那一
you
般
will
会做这
gain
个
your
选择
weight.
了
But most
所以
people
未来的
probably
人
wouldn't
对
choose these
你
food
要身
capsules,
材
right?
会很
So
苗
in
条
the future, the future humans,
说啥嘞？
bodybuilder will be very slim.
太好了，终于不用做饭。
And
碗都不用
oh,
洗啊
someone online said that
没有。
it's a benefit to people
就
who
没有
doesn't
了
want to
连吸
cook.
管都不用
Now we don't have to spend time
而且
to
规
cook,
定
and
一
you
天
don't
3
have
杯
to
水
clean
就
your
这样
kitchen
够
too,
了
and you
还
can
有一
just
个
drink
网友
3
说
cups of
他们
water
会
every
这个
day.
生活乐趣反而
And some people ask that,
哎有
is
别
it
的方
isn't
法
life
哎你
is
看那
not
个狗
interesting
啃骨
anymore,
头
right?
对
Then what
就
do we
啃不下它
do?
来因为
What
一个
if
骨头啃吧没事
You can look at the dog chewing on a
哎一些
bone,
佛弟子说我吃素的一
you
人
can
啃一
just
根
chew
骨
on
那个
that.
木头
Or if you are a vegetarian, you can chew on a piece of wood. It's the same.
对呀就是这个很容易解决你馋了这个容易解
If
决
you
那以后这个消化系统
So
都会退化呀。
没错
then
所以为什么肚
everyone's
子小呢
digestive system
胃
will
从那么盛2碗饭的
we
一这
don't
么大
use it
啊
anymore,
像一个柚子那么大的
and
缩成了比鸡蛋
葡萄那么大，
it
就是一个
will
小鸡蛋那么
de-
大
degenerate.
2个
and
葡萄把它
so
塞满了那你肠子
Your
呢
stomach will
你肚子那个肥油
decrease
呢
to the size of
都
2
缩减
grapes,
了
and
所以
your
在未来
intestine
20 年
will
之
get
后的人
smaller,
啊
and there will
都
be
是很苗条
less fat.
这
So
样
human beings 20 years later,
脑
they
袋不
will
会缩
be
小
very
脑
small,
袋只会变
but
大
your brain, your
啊
head
因为
won't
未来
be
人哈
um,
他会
won't
把这个脑
decrease
袋
in
变大一
size
点因为会往里插
because
很多芯
and
片
also your head will actually get bigger because
那
more
咋不是人呢
um
那你带了个手
more
机就不是人呢
computer chips will be
对
put
吧
into
你
your
从电话
head.
生出来你就是人
Oh,
呐
then it's
可
no
是你
longer
多
people
多带了个手
anymore.
机多带了个
No,
眼
you're
镜
still
对不对
people. You're still
还
a
有多带
human
了
being
10个芯
because
片你还是人
you're using
可是
cell
今天说
phones
我要
right
是
now,
运
right?
动型
Aren't you
的
still a
啊
person?
芯片里不用输入很
Say
多
that
一
if
个就
you
够
are
了
an athlete,
因为那一个芯片它的功能
you
非常
only
强
need
大知道吗
one
它可以
computer
去
chip
启
in
动
your
一个宇
body,
宙飞船
and
一个芯
this
片的能
computer
量不
chip
够了
has
啊
enough
所以
energy,
只
enough
是说
power
你想
to
给自己
start
植
a
入什么样的
spaceship.
功
And
能
that's why you only need
就是运
one
动功能
microchip.
啊我也
And
打篮球比乔丹
it's
还厉
just
害
what function do you
是
want?
不是啊我
If
从
you want to be an
这个
athlete,
篮球场的那一
you
头
use a
一跃就跨到
microchip
另外的
with
球栏上去是不是啊也
with
是可以做得到
athletic abilities,
那个时候
and
世
you
界那
can
个
be
运动会
better
比赛
than
啊
Michael
几
Jordan.
乎像飞人一样
And
就
then
要变了。
对分
um,
气势
athletic competitions will be like
这是不一
Superman
样了
flying
因为
around.
人类开始变化了
And
它是
because
借用了这些
human
工具
beings are
使你变得
changing,
强大
they're
而且大
evolving,
家都
and we're
认可的
using these
而且
equipments,
比赛
and
得非常的
everyone
厉害
will
每个人都比赛的
recognize
自己变得更
these
强大比如我跑步厉害
improvements.
人家要
Say
听
that
拳呢
if I'm
我
a
唱
good
歌还好
runner
听可是你天生
and
就公羊嗓怎么办
I also want to sing
不
very
用多
good.
插芯片
You actually
王
don't
菲
need
今天
to
算
add
啥
more
是不是啊
microchips.
什么飞都可以就是说咖啡啊给插一杯咖啡芯片
You can
啊一说话就咖啡味
when
啊
when you
啊而且皮肤没那么白
these are all
还有
jokes on a
白
Chinese
咖
singer
啡
about
咖啡。
对对对
about names
哎
and
其实不用芯片
uh,
已经有个芯
puns
片了
on the
只是
name.
输入它
So, anyways,
因为都不用插
y-
线
you
的
already have a
都是用
microchip
蓝
in your
牙
head,
的
right?
对
So
不
you
对
don't need
这
any
蓝你能
extra
理解的对不对
microchips.
我发送
And
信息你的
you
信
don't
息
need to
大
plug
脑就
into
接到了
any
你已经
data
接到了
cable
半
to
分钟
transfer that data.
身体一
It,
抖
for example,
跟
it's
孙
like
猴一样
Bluetooth. You can
它一
just
个鬼
transfer
就
the
冒出来
data,
了
and
啊
after
你
half a
的能量就
minute,
增强了
you
立
would
刻唱歌
have
声音就变
received
了
that ability, and you have more energy, and then you can sing like an angel.
啊
那以后也不用机器人老师
Master,
也
we
可
were
以实
talking
验
about
直接插
um
芯片。
teachers previously, right?
这
So
是未
now
来可能
people
是
of
我
the
们人类
future, they
必
don't
然
need
要经历
teachers
的
anymore. They can
其
just
中的
add a
一
chip
项
to their
更新
head. Master says maybe this is one update
就是在
that
我们
will
这
be
一代
experienced by
如果给我们20年活的话
future
这一代
human
人
beings.
一定会
And
插
it
芯
could
片
be just in our generation.
无论你别摇
After
头啊
20
我就
years,
告诉他
this
屋里在摇头
generation
拼命
will
地在
be
摇头
will be adding chips to
人家别的
their
老太太
head.
像飞毛腿似的，噌就飞起
Wuli
来
is
了。
shaking
对不
her
对？
head, but you
你
don't
那
need
等
to
人爬不
shake
动
your
你
head.
说你自己想想，
Other
人
elderly
家躲八卦的
Our
虚空
other
悬的，
elderly ladies are
你还在地
running
上蹭呢，
and
对不对？
walking energy bagua
你
in the
想
thin
想，还
air,
是他
but
的心
you
病
are
好，
still
噌就
walking
飞
on
起
the
来，
ground and walking
对不
very
对？你
slowly.
说我不能落
It-
后于其他老
When
太
you
太，
see that, you will say
这
that,
不
oh,
要
it's
不这个
better
结
to
果，你
have
说
the
你自己
chip.
要不要？
I want to be as good as all the other elderly ladies. So do you want it or not?
不是最高级的芯片，那个时候就没有老太太了都。
没
Jue Zhen
有，
says,
而
at
且
that
呢，
time, then
这
there's
才
no
哎昨天
elderly
说的这件
ladies
事儿哈，
anymore.
妖怪了是吧？
Master
不是老妖
says,
怪。
都是很
我告诉你哈，
let
屋
me
里
tell
到
you,
到时候
Uli,
20年之后你才多大岁数？
20
你
years
才30岁啊。
later, how old are you?
那
You're
个时
just
候
30 years
我告
old?
诉你哈，
Let
因
me
为看
tell
完
you,
芯片吃一包药之
once
后，
the
等
microchip
这一
is
包药你
inserted
就吃吧。
into your body
你想
and
回到
you
哪个年龄
eat
状态？
drug
你说你要回到
food
3岁吧，
capsules, then
回到3岁，
you
小胖墩
can
太小，你的身材太
choose
难看。
what
对不对？
age you want to
18
go
岁
back to.
是
You
不是啊？
can
觉
be
真回到
you can
17
go
岁
back to 80
是不是啊？
years old. Jue Zhen
哎
can go back
那
to
小蛮腰儿那小
17
皮
years
肤
old.
是不是啊？
Think
滚箭
about
头啊！
your skin condition. It will be so
对
good,
呀，那真是太好看了。
and
啊
it will be
那
so beautiful.
咱们网友又问了，那还生
Some people are asking, then
所以
should
这
we
是另外
have
一个问题
children?
哈。所以
Should
我
we
说
get
这个状
pregnant
态呢
and
是
give
指
birth?
人返老还童，
So
延长寿
Master
命。
is saying that this condition is about people
因
returning
为有这样的一种饮食
to
和这样
their
的芯
use
片
and
可通过电脑的
prolonging
高
their
科技进
life.
行让人
And
体
because
哈
of
当
this
没有了癌症，没有心脏病，
new
没有这个
diet
风湿病，没有
and
中风，
computer
没有
chips
艾
that
滋病，
is
没有
in
这些
your
状态来
body,
的时候哈，
there's no illness, there's
不会
no
老。
stroke, there's no
而
AIDS,
且它用一种某
and
种
you
方
won't
法
get
或者磁场
old.
让你不
And
老，
with
老
some
了就可以
sort
返
of
老还童。
energy field, magnetic
没错。
field, you will be able to
你
return
就
to
可能你的
use.
最少年龄你自己给自己预算吧。
Say
我活
that
过880
if
岁
you want to live for
1200
880
岁都可以啊。
years, if you want to live for 1,200 years, you can.
好好活着等。
Some people say that, oh, then we have to live well and wait for this time to
所以
come.
现在一定要天天走八卦。
对
And
用
that's
电
why
脑
we
手
need
机
to walk
而
energy
且一定
backward
听我
every
上
day.
课。
对，
我会
So
把新的
use
偏
your
方告诉
mobile
你。
phone and
这
listen
是
to
我
my
第一批让大
classes.
家卖给
Then
你。
I will
啊
tell
你
you
像
all
减
these
肥的
good
很多人为
methods.
这个
And
肥
you
肉
can
哈
also
这个
be
人
the
真着
first
急
to
对吧？又
get
蹬
these
腿又
food
伸腰的，
capsules.
是不是啊？
Many
也
people
顾不
are
上睡觉忍
trying
着锻炼，
very
是不是啊？
various
锻
methods
炼
to
之后
lose
腰还这么
weight,
粗。
but
对，
and
你
they
这
even
吃我
spend
的
the
胶
time
囊之后根
sleeping
本
to
就不长
exercise.
肥肉。
But if you
是
eat
不是？只
that
长肌
drug
肉。
capsule,
物
the
理
food
你今
capsule,
天量了你的
then
小
you
腿有多
wouldn't
长哈？我告诉
gain
你，
any
你吃上我一
weight.
年我那个胶
If
囊之后，你
you
的腿
eat
还能长
my
20
food
公分。
capsule for a year, then your leg will get 20 centimeters
所以不是
longer.
芯片，是胶囊啊。
Not the chip,
咱们
it's a
菩提
food
长寿
capsule.
胶囊。
收到
It's a
刚才
Bodhi's
咱们说
longevity
那个找
capsule.
什么职业，那个大家都有点儿担心哈。现在
So
一片
we
高
talked
兴
about when we were talking about what
尤其是
job will be
咱
out of
们
date,
菩提
everyone
同
was
修哈。
worried, but
对，
now
我们
everyone's
是
very
从事什么
happy.
人类大健康行业。
And
就
Bodhi
是人人一看你就
meditation,
知道你的面相，
we
你的个
are
性，
in
你的
the
身体状
business
况，
of
你未来的人
well-being.
生
When
情
we
况，对不对？
see
全都
you,
给你看透
when
了。
we see your
再
facial
配上这
features,
个
we can
AI
see
的
your
这个相面技术，
future.
是吧？
And if we
是不是？你
combine
死
that
埋在哪里
with
都能看出来。
artificial intelligence technologies, we can
我是指
see
他没吃咱的
when
胶囊
you
啊，他
will
凭啥不死呢？
when is the end of your life.
对不对？
对
是这个样子的。还有看病，对
And
不对？
also
我们在
people
稍
who
稍
are
配上一个
seeing
iPhone，一个
doctors,
现在一个东西
if
之后，
there
你
is
的有
an
病哈，这 iPhone 摸
iPhone,
两下，
you can
肿
just
瘤没了。
touch it on the iPhone and maybe
好玩
your
吧？
tumor will
我
be
早就
gone.
想做
Isn't
这
that
个
very interesting?
超高科技的，
I
就是
always
人类
wanted,
人
I'm
类的
always
生化
interested
技
in
能
these
啊，这
high
样的技术的东西，
tech
但是是高科
industries
技的。
that
这个肿瘤
in
不是慢慢
bio
能量是聚到那儿去了吗？
in
对不对？
biomedicine
我在手机
industry
上转几圈，转几圈，
say that
倒转36，倒转
a
72，
tumor
倒
is
转
an
108，就搞两下之
aggregate
后
of
没
energy.
了。
But if
像
I
鸡蛋
draw
一样的化
something
成气化
on
成烟
the
没有了，
iPhone,
你还要什么手术啊？
your
对不
tumor
对？
will disappear
所以你现
like
在
smoke.
人多大岁
Then
数？
you
现在
don't
才
need
72
surgery
岁，
anymore. Juezhen is only 72 years old, right? One turn is decreasing 10 years from your age. After a few turns, you are just 16 years old. And your face, we can see that change on your face because time and space and time is is all in your mind. That's why sometimes we say don't celebrate birthdays, because birthday is like a countdown. So if you come and meditate and walk energy bagua, and if I turn your age back on my iPhone, then you will always stay at 16 years old. Every year when you celebrate your birthday, it's 16 years old. Jurgen says that she's an old spirit. Think about it. If you are 260 years old, you can tell your romantic experience to the younger generations. Jurgen is asking, where does these younger generation come from? Maybe they came from Mars. It doesn't matter. You can tell them about your romantic experience. And Jurgen said it might not work anymore because people have evolved. Maybe not, because even the Art of War written by Sun Tzu, it never went out of date, right? And you can even spread the Art of War to the entire universe. There's also people online asking whether it's available on Sibeian.com. This is just a prediction of high tech that is to come. And so if you go and walk energy bagua, then you can live longer. And if one day you get into the eastern lapis lazuli Pure Land, you will always be young, and you don't need to eat any food capsules or chips. And we will design a dream world. If you put on your VR glasses, then you will see Medicine Buddha, all the bodhisattvas, and all the deities. They are waiting for you. You can shake their hand. You can touch the lotus flower. And you will feel that I am just sitting in a chair. But then when you touch your body, you realize that your body is gone and you're sitting on a lotus flower in the lapis lazuli Pure Land. And Jurgen says, if we need to pay a fee, then we have to accumulate our merits today. And Master said that, yes, these are feasible. We can use high-tech IT technology to help us to meditate. And today, do you know how Bodhi Meditation Vancouver works energy bagua, how they play music? They have an iPad to play music, and this one iPad can connect to 1,000 speakers and play energy bagua music at the same time. The speaker is very small, but it's very loud. And it spreads sound very far away, and 1,000 of these speakers can be synced together, and you don't need any data cables to connect them. So it's one iPad that controls many speakers, and it's very suitable for energy bagua practice points with many trees. And also the energy bagua practice point leader can also speak on a Bluetooth mic, and everyone will be able to hear from the speakers. And also afterward you can dance to the music. Master, everyone is full of hope now. So in the future, if you are trying to find a job, come to Bodhi meditation. Wherever there is a country, there will be a Bodhi meditation center. As long as there are human beings, there will be Bodhi meditation centers. When people come, we help people. When deities come, we help deities. Anyone who's ill and need help, we can help them. Wuli said, we can give them the food capsules and chips. And Jurgen wants to show everyone the speaker that Master was talking about. It's a brand from JBL. Many online friends say that they actually choose to immigrate to the eastern Lapis Lazuli Pure Land. And Master said that yes, Jujin said that Master, maybe we can have why can't we just have the enlightenment chip and we will enlighten right away? Master said that you actually need to experience the past, the progress of getting enlightened. Also, it's called sudden enlightenment. The progress of enlightenment involves accumulation of merits. In the Song Dynasty, there is a great meditation master, and he actually went to find his own death. At that time, the emperor has named him the monk, the head monk of the entire country, and he actually abandoned his position and went to Suzhou. And when the time came, he started running, and he ran into another person who didn't mean to kill him, but he hit his head and he died, passed away. And then the bystanders called the police and said that, oh, this person killed the monk, and this is the most prestigious monk of the country. And the person who was in the accident and caused the death of this monk didn't dare to go away, and he was arrested by the police. He said that I didn't mean to. I was running over the bridge and I couldn't see who is coming from the other end of the bridge. He ran into me. I didn't mean to it. And when they searched the monk, they found a letter in his clothes, and it says that, please do not punish the person who caused my death. I actually owe him my life. I am actually here to repay this debt, to pay this debt. It's actually previously in one of his lifetimes, he killed that person, and in this life, he has to repay this debt so that he gives his life to that person. Then he will be able to enlighten. Otherwise, the lotus in the Western Pure Land will become a sharp weapon, and you will not be able to stand to sit in that lotus flower. You will have to it will become it will close on you, so that you will stay in solitary time for hundreds and thousands of years. And that's why we have to have perfect wisdom and perfect merits and virtues, so that you can be as peaceful and calm as a Maitreya Buddha, because you don't owe anyone anything. So if Uli says, so if you still think that you have debt, then you should do a lot of merits. So here, Basing Buddha festival is coming, and we can praise and pay respect to the great compassionate Shakyamuni Buddha, and also the Sutra of Contemplation. Yesterday, Uli introduced the sponsorship now, and they are available on yushuhome.com. Many people have already made their merit, and we cannot we cannot fall behind, and we have to do it too. And also, the earlier you make the merit, the earlier you earn it. You can't wait until you need it to make the merit. So come to yushuhome.com. It's very easy. Just follow the steps. Follow the steps to do it. And also, some of our old friends already knows the importance of making merits, and we have to tell it to our families and friends so that they will make their own parents. Only when there's no other way, then we make the merits for them. For example, our ancestors who have passed away, and also people who are living, your families and friends, you should ask them to do their own merits. For example, making merits should be courageous. For example, the Ginger King from Taiwan who started 11 energy Bagua practice points, he said that even if you don't want to, if you don't come, then I won't go away. He is not only compassionate, but he is very brave, and his fortitude and determination change that person. If you want to work 1 hour, I can accompany you to work for 2 hours. If you are really helping that person, then don't be shy about it. Don't feel ashamed. Some people, they are just very polite, but sometimes that politeness is not needed. And sometimes I will just say whatever is the right thing. When you are helping other people, you don't need to be so careful. And we should be brave in making these merits. And it is the merits that helps us to lead us to the Eastern Lapis Lazuli Pure Land. If you are just sitting here waiting for that microchip, it doesn't work. Sometimes people say that, oh, so then a car is coming, and I used to drive a wagon, and am I going to lose my job? No, there will be new jobs. And a meditation master like me, and also someone who is helping all the sentient beings, you need a lot of abilities. Many of you who have listened to my classes for 2 years, you have actually learned a lot. And when you help others, you will be full of energy and you will be very capable. And I know that just our organization needs 100,000 cultivators to help people. Every center around the world needs talents. I said that there are countless meditation centers, and at least there are 2,000 meditation centers in the next 20 years. So in a fast-changing, high-tech world, the best job is actually at Bodhi meditation. Think about it. How many mental or psychological illnesses are there? And even a lot of psychologists have their own issues, and they are treating other people and themselves at the same time. And a lot of them, after they consult other people, they have to meditate and purify themselves. And many priests and fathers, after they hear other people's stories and rants, they need to find a place to cleanse themselves as well. And even just these consultations and also spiritual consultations, spiritual educations, there are a lot of jobs. And what is the job at Bodhi meditation? We are actually super psychologists, super consultants. And this is just one thing, one type of illness that I mentioned about our mind. When you're at home for 2 days, you say that there's a ghost. It's because you imagined it yourself. You need someone like me to give you a teaching. If you listen to my teaching for 2 sessions, you will want to stay at home even more. You can adapt to
所以光我
any
们菩提人将要面对的
environment
将来，我们希望菩提还有高
organically.
科技的发展，
And
是不是啊？未来的
Bodhi
很多疾
needs
病像我们
talents
的
from
天眼
many
透视一样，
different
立刻拿个平板电脑，立
fields,
刻你人
and
前的
we
病都呈现
even
出来，
want to develop
你到别的医
ourselves
院查都
in
有，
high
我
tech
这都能给你看到， 是不是要高科技支持
industries.
啊？对不对？何况你传法呀、修行
And
啊
also
都需要高科技的支
teaching
持。
Dharma
在
and
未来，你记得吗？咱
cultivating
们仨还聊
all
过，
need
我们在接下来我们
technologies
会制作一
assistance.
个超级
I
影像，
Actually
戴上这
talked
个耳机，
to
戴
Jujun
上
and
这个
Wuli
VR 眼镜，
about
说进到我们
making
设
a
定这个屋子里
special
头，
video
你就带
where
天国
people
在修行。
can wear
那家伙
VR
你在这修1个小
glasses
时，胜过你平常
and
3个月的时间，
meditate in
这多好啊！
heaven.
对
If
不
you
对？
meditate
它
1
的声
hour
音，它
in
的
there,
能量，它
it's
你的
as if
视觉，
you
就是很多人
it's
说，你说那个
better
美好，我
than
观想不到，不
meditating
用你
for
观想，你
3
睁眼
months
看，
at home.
你就自动
You
进入
don't
了
have
这
to
个世界，
visualize, you can
你
just
身
open
体
your
就被
eyes
净
and
化了，
see
对不对？
the
就是这
image
样子啊。
for yourself,
所以我们要
and
做
then your
很多的
body
事
will be
情。
cleansed.
所以未来
So
我
we
们
will
的
be doing many things, and
禅
in
修
the
禅学
future,
的超级
our
高科技大楼啊，
meditation,
在未来几
we
年
will
之后
have
就
a
建立起来了。有的都是高
meditation's
科技
high
的，
tech
来
building,
来帮助我们进
and
行修
all
行。
these high tech
那有人说，这个东
technologies
西
will
修
help
行
us
是个
in
传
our
统的行业，怎么
meditation.
用高科技呢？
Meditation is a
今天你听
traditional
我讲，它是不
industry.
是高
How
科技？
can we use
你听我
technology?
的那个声音是不是高科技
But
啊？
when you listen
就
to
我
my
说，
lesson
释迦
today,
牟尼佛如
you
果
are
在世的
watching
时候，
it
如果
on
有录音有
technology.
录
You
像
are
的话，
listening
我
my
们学习
sound
多
from
容易啊！
technology.
你
If
看他
Shakyamuni
讲，
Buddha
你就
was
开
here
悟了。
today, it would be
这个
so
听他声
easy
音
to
得到加持
hear
了。
his voice
这没
and
办法，只
look
能
at
说
his video.
阿难就是如是
And
我说，
we
如是
would
我
be able
闻，
to get
如是我
enlightened so
闻的，
easily.
就是
And
有地的
but
记
we
录。
there
后
wasn't
来经常还
technology like
碰，
this,
是不
so
是佛陀讲的？
so
怎么
Anand
这
has
样
to
的，对不对？
Ananda has
所以
to
的话，
say,
今天有
thus
的是高科
as
技，我
thus
真的
I
很感
heard.
动，多方便大家学到啊！
If there were
就在我小时候修的时候，师
I'm
傅给我
very
讲的话
touched
讲完
by
了之后，师傅
high
干别的去了。
technology
我在那小屋
today.
里待
It's
1
so
个月的时
easy to learn it.
候，没有
When
那
I
个声
was
音
young, when
出
I
来怎
learned
么办？
Dharma,
我用
my
我的
master would
真诚和
teach
记忆
me
在我
for
脑海里之
an
中
hour, and
进
then
行
he
反
leaves,
复
and
的
I
产生。
I
我
meditate
的
by
大脑就变
myself,
成录音机啊，
and
变成摄影
I
机啊，
have
对
to
吧？师傅
make
那个印
my
象和声音
head
在我大脑之中同
a
步播放。
voice
我说这个不
recorder,
是每个人
a
都能
video
做到的。
recorder, so that I can
就我们
replay
只
my
能说
master's voice
把它
in
变
my
成
head.
录音的，那时候有磁带，
And
录音
so
的，后来这个
we
叫
had
什么 USB，
we had cassettes,
对，
we
到
had
手机到网
some
络，
drives,
是不是
and
啊？
we
所
have
以修
mobile
行
phones
开
and
悟，
internet
修
today.
行本身
And
也
so
需要高科技的
self
辅助，我们
cultivation
就省事儿了。
needs high tech assistance. With that assistance, things will get
是祝
easier.
愿我们所有今天听到
I
这个
wish that
的
everyone
网
who
友们，我
hears
们跟
this
随着师
lesson,
父，在
we
高
will
科
be
技的世
able
界里
to
觉
follow
悟圆满，
Master
一
and
起引领到
enlighten
东方琉璃世界
in
去。
this high tech world
移民之
and
前呢，咱先
immigrate
把自己
to
修理
the
好了，
eastern
好不
Lapis
好？
Lazuli Pure
哎，
Land.
功
Before
德巍巍
immigration, we
啊，
should
对，
cultivate
身心
ourselves.
清
We
净
have a lot
无
of
暇。
merits. Our body
对，
is
那心
clean
安
and
神定
pure,
啊，对，
where
慈
our
悲
mind
大
is
气。
calm
要做这样的
and
人，你在人间建立了
determined,
很
and
深
we
厚的
are
功德，对吧？到
compassionate.
时候佛
When
菩
we
萨就
have
来接你了。
accumulated a lot
说
of
到时候
merits
要不然你
in
没
the
做的
human
功德，
world, Buddhas and
佛啊，
Bodhisattvas
还
will
给
come
我
and
们，
get
人
you.
找不着，是
If
不
you
是啊？
don't have enough
你说人就害
merits,
怕了
when
嘛。
the time comes,
所以
you
人真
can't
到要
find
走的那一
Buddhas
刻
and
的时候，
Bodhisattvas,
你
and
才
you
会
will
绝
be
对
you will feel
没
scared
一个人怀疑说我
only
去哪儿
at
啊？
the time
立刻就开始紧
when
张，
we are
因为
about to
人到最
pass
后一刻的时候
over.
会看见
Then we wonder where will we
那面的
go?
生
At that
命
moment,
出现
you
在
will
面前，
see
所以
entities
很多人
from
就
that
狂吼
world
啊，害
showing
怕
in
呀，
front of
恐
you.
惧
That's
呀，
why some
是的
people
嘞。
cry and
对，所以我
scream
们
in
好好修
fear.
行哈。
And
哎，
that's why
我
we
们的内
should
容今天还是
cultivate
讲这个
well.
疫情之后的这个
Today we
我们
are
带给我们的一些
talking
变化
about
哈。哎，
the
我就带
changes
给我的变化哈，就特别乐意给大家
after
多
the
讲一些
pandemic.
原来不给大家讲的
And
事儿。所以我
I
走到
think
世
the
界各地
change
的时
for
候，
me
要不
is
办
that
这个层
I
次的办，
really
办那个
like
层
to
次的办，
talk
都是有
about
计
things
划、
that
有层
haven't
面的
talked talked about before. And today, I've talked about before we had different levels of classes, but now I can teach anything online. For example, family precepts. I shouldn't have taught that, but because of technology, I can talk about that. And also, technology. I am a person who only eats potatoes and sweet potatoes. Why am I talking about technology? Did I say too much?
瞪着眼睛听得入迷，是吗？
跟你讲讲。
I think it's turn for you to talk.
刚才那个物理老师总结的，
物理 was actually made a very good summary. In the last few weeks, in the last 2 years, the pandemic changed our lives. And for Bodhi meditation practitioners, no matter how the world changed, we are very fortunate because we are able to cultivate with Master for 2 years. And it's a beautiful 2 years of our lives. And today, Master showed us the future. As technology evolves, we can use this technology. We can accept this reality and learn and continue to cultivate and also use technology to help more people. Also, parents, don't be afraid that your children is playing with computers and mobile phones, and don't worry about them wasting themselves, because if they don't know how to use it, then life will be difficult for them, and it will actually help them to find a job and to take care of their lives. In the past, everyone has to count the cash, but now you don't do that. And wherever you go, you can just use your mobile phone to make payments. Even beggars use mobile phones nowadays, Jin said. So at this time and space, you have to correspond to this time and space. That's why as parents, we have to help our children so that they will learn more knowledge about the expensive. If you do have to travel to a school to learn from them, it will be very expensive. Now you can only use $100 or $200 and listen a class that might have cost $500,000. And so it's actually cheaper if our children can learn more knowledge and become more wise. So then we don't need to worry about artificial intelligence. There's always an open path. If you are Bodhi meditation practitioner, if you have learned listen to my teachings for half a year, you will be able to find a job. You will be fortunate, and deities will protect you. And you don't need to worry about finding a job. And maybe one day in your dream, you will suddenly know how. You will learn the skill of these technologies, and always have compassion in your mind. Always practice diligently and have more kindness, and listen to my teachings more. Our next live stream is next Friday in Vancouver, North America time. Is Friday, April 29th at 6 p.m. And in Asia Taipei time, it is April 30th, Saturday at 9 a.m. Let's meet Master again online. I wish you good health and longevity, auspiciousness. Always be happy. Let's meet again next time.
小的红点里，人生就此欢喜。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与你相遇。小小的红点里，人生变得神奇。我智慧了，我宽容了， 变得更坚定，不忧忧无虑，因为有了你，日子不再有哭泣，不再有恐惧。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。
在茫茫人海之中，让我与你相遇。小小的红点里，人生就此欢喜。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。
在茫茫人海之中，让我与您相遇。小小的红点里，人生变得神奇。我智慧了，我宽容了，我慈悲了，我自在了，因为有了你，了解生命的真理，修行的意义。因为有了你，日子犹如彩虹般美丽。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了，我快乐了，我美丽了，我幸福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与您相遇。小小的红点里，人生就此欢喜。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与你相遇。小小的红点里，